Of you is one of the best to ever do it. And on the other side of that stage, a team and an organization that has been built to gain territory on this Vitality run. But there are no guarantees coming into this grand finals. We don't know how long this one runs. So bask in the greatness that sits on this stage. For today, NAVI will try.
The bar is to be the very best. We already know that Vitality have that in CS2, but they're going for all time. And NAVI are here to try to stop them. Or at the very least, try to slow them down.
You gotta earn your place to even get to play versus Vitality on the biggest stages. That is what NAVI have already secured here in Rotterdam. And they've done it in a fashion that has left us impressed. Yes, short turnaround. Yes, massive ask of you. But if there's anybody currently at the end of March 2026 to take this challenge and maybe make it competitive, it has to be NAVI.
That's a great check here for Apex. This one moves towards A. The stack isn't looking that good, and even with a kill coming down from ropz, which is nice, 4v1 over towards this site.
I like this position from Bit. Hanging on to the apartments, gives him an evacuation plan, if that's what's called on. And Alexi getting vision of the arc trap. Nobody really diving into these duels too hard. But now Alexi's been caught out by Flamesy. Mezzy clips, wonderful. Man advantage back, Vitality. And here's that spot from Bit, just playing up in the apps, trying to get away, but he sticks around maybe a bit too long with ZywOo, who's gonna find the headshot, the equalizing kill and the cover for the bomb plant.
We got ZywOo prepping to swing across default if there's any contact made, and he's staying out in the open for this fight.
Mezzy, the alternative.
Low on ammo.
3 shots left.
Has to be a headshot.
Beautiful stuff. Do you ever expect anything less?
Last bullet. That's how we're starting now. Played out in the open with 3 bullets and hit 2 instant headshots.
Clean as need be. Oh, it's just so easy, at least for some. So it's a clinical kickoff here for Vitality. That bodes well for ZywOo's performance today. And it's not every day that ZywOo walks into the server as the 2nd highest rated player on his team at this event.
Yeah, Flamesy is doing incredible things right now. The only guy who didn't get an award in his role last year because Donk exists.
And I remember the tone when Donk won that award at HLTV. It just kind of felt like, yeah, of course he's not going to win that. And who could ever win that over Donk, it seemed. Well, believe your eyes. A few months later, and Flamesy is tapping into an all-time ceiling in terms of his career.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to do a lot, but he could set a record at this event.
Conversation around Vitality is how much better can they get and how could they get there? Well, Flamesy is propelling them in a whole new way. And Dupree touched on it as well. Just having, somebody who's creating space like that between him and Apex, having him hit that hard just kind of gives ZywOo all the more runway. Flamesy's gonna run out of space this round. Great bracket control because it cues up that swing. And while the Desert Eagle's getting reloaded, it never gets a chance to fire back. ropz is the guy to take this towards the bomb site, but look at the health. This is an uncomfortable one for Vitality. Apex manages to hang on.
He doesn't get the kill.
22 health here between what's left of Vitality. ropz will be called on all night long to try to deal with this Vitality. Well, this one looks like he could sweep them under the rug. I mean, a few bullets here is death on both these remaining Vitality players.
Yeah, 100%. They can't just instantly swing out and guarantee a trade. If ropz gets this first peek off and a little damage, it's a quick one-on-one.
Nade misses, it's target, drive by, making use of that movement with the MAC-10, but then as he puts that smoke onto the bomb, it's ropz to fall right after. He hit the headshot. 91 damage out of ropz, but it's not enough. And that's gonna be Ime to set it up from inside of the corner, so you can take your pistol, but you're not getting away with the conversion.
Just over a second left on the defuse. The guy we're gonna talk about the most on NAVI today. A tip of the hat to ropz, making sure that all of this damage mattered. Everyone contributed a little bit. I'm looking at Vitality. We're looking at that first round and this round. All the trades they're getting away with, how close every call is. How, in each of these situations, there's a number of NAVI players ready to fight. They're in good spots. They're actually playing quite well, matching the pace of Vitality. We can see what that clutch does. It's a full investment for one Galil here for Vitality.
Makaze a machine when it comes to playing aggressive openings here on Banana.
Oh, they missed that molly.
Not ideal. ZywOo tries to jump on it.
Saved by Makaze. Wait, by himself.
Blind frag. Blind frag's one thing. Jumping kills another. Combine those two.
I mean, he wasn't even I don't even know where he was looking. He didn't seem to have any idea there could be a player at logs and somehow made a flick.
Needs to jump on the back of that pack here from Vitality, so Mezzi's also now tagged low. Alexi gonna finish what he started with that frag grenade. Galil's exchanged hands a couple of times, and ropz will finally be able to topple one of the Na'Vi players with it. Bomb goes down, but then that delayed boost over top will find Apex trying to reposition. And throughout all the damage we see from Na'Vi, as Vitality approach this bomb site, somehow ropz has gone unscathed. And so on 98 HP and that picked up Galil, he's got a chance to do something special early. But the numbers here are too strong for Na'Vi, so they will take that force by victory, convert it into the next one, and already good signs with grenade damage here from a Na'Vi. You can expect that towards B. What we need to see is just how lucky Makaze got to kick that off 5v4.
I mean, that's serious. Like when that molly missed, you know,
it's
he was
blind
probably
luck.
Thinking about it, but he hits. I mean, I think he. Oh my!
What even is that?
He hit the headshot, jumped up, and a stray bullet finished the kill off for him. It's better to be lucky than good.
We can't get ahead of ourselves now. 3 rounds into this best of 5
that
affair.
That side's actually 2 years old.
Okay.
Just waiting for the moment.
This is fun. Apex decides to go all in on ZywOo this round. It's a Kevlar AK-47, and ropz doesn't have a helmet, but there's also a set of Kevlar on him. And ZywOo, as of late, has kind of exuded the sort of confidence to get more and more of these sorts of buys behind him. How fun it's been to watch ZywOo take our criticisms personally, offering highlights throughout this event already. But out of the gate in round 4, he's not going to find anything to shoot at just yet.
Yesterday, we saw the ability for Na'Vi to be able to win a game like this, but they have to play perfect. When they let Paravision back into the match in 2 different maps, even if it was only briefly, especially on Inferno, we saw the issue if they're going to come in and play today. The individual scare was there yesterday. The calls were there yesterday. Off the tack pause, Blade was great almost every single time. Rotations were very quick for Na'Vi. But they still gave the map up to Paravision.
Played a lot of this round silently. And that's going to still give them options as Makaze looking for information, looking for that early warning sign of a potential B follow-through. There's that AK bullet whizzing by. 20 to the clock means pressure's on, and you could dive bomb this smoke. It's the pistol to try to set up ZywOo's rifle as he goes over top of Orange and collects.
No, he's got
double. That's what they're looking for. And then on the cross, ropz is able to pick that bomb back up. ZywOo opened up this possibility.
He actually has a chance to completely close this round.
ropz unable to grab a gun in the middle of all of that, but he will take a deep position. And already, Wonderful starts to come and clear these corners out, but he skips one, and ropz is gonna catch him off. Oh, ropz is the closer! ZywOo, the can opener, and that B site feels the wrath of ZywOo early.
Those two, just like the Glock round, just like that round in CT where he hit that flick, he had the next kill already queued up in his mind. He already had it queued up.
Sickening second shot.
He made that look like a formality.
Beautiful adjustment. We'll be watching that camera angle all all day long, and ropz just keeping it as clean as he has to, makes the advantage of pushing in deep, so good investment from Apex there to trust ZywOo with the AK. Kickstarts Vitality's chance of taking control early to the T side. And again, NAVI respond with a buy of their own. 3 players into banana utility both ways. The pistol opens again. It has been problematic for Vitality to get towards this banana approach.
Yeah, best thing about this situation for Vitality is the missed grenade actually landed right on them. Don't poke the bear.
As he sends one back through Kaze's eyes, man advantage gone. And obviously Vitality will sit back, bomb and spawn. Not too concerned about the time early with this, going for the boost over top, but not getting a glimpse of anything yet.
They're considering a swing. There it comes.
It's good patience.
They kind of see what the setup is right now. They're still waiting for the half wall guy. But NAVI can't fight through this. They have good positions.
Oof. Alexi B is gonna give him a taste of that 5-7. Bit's got his headshot on the other side of the map, so you lose your lurker if you're Vitality. ZywOo was the opener last round, now needs to be the closer, gets wind of what's going on, and just wants to grab bomb into the duel. The bomb is nothing but a technicality in case he needs it.
Well, I was like, what? He's gonna grab the bomb and then what? And then how's he gonna get the bomb planted? No, he's just going right back for the fight. Bit knows that he has him locked up into that spot. It gives Bit a huge advantage holding that angle. It's an instant headshot again.
Just kind of disgusting. But in all the right ways, as we stay glued to the screen, valiant effort by NAVI trying to come together with the lesser guns.
And so in year 7, he's playing his best CS ever. Best start of all of his years so far.
Leaving scraps for NAVI in round 6. Oof, but still, these scraps have something to stand on. Doesn't feel like Makaze is gonna go absent. Maui Snake has really been hammering home how NAVI, of all the teams we have as terms of challengers, they don't choke on the big stage, right? They play up to the level you expect of them, and it's just so difficult to play to a Vitality level, of course.
Yeah.
But in rounds like these, when you still see a lifeline, I think that bodes well for the just competitive essence of this grand finals tonight.
They are tournament winners. They have closed out events. They have, you know, they always stick with their lineup. They build brick by brick, and that's always been the case with NAVI. If they lose, it'll be an honest loss. We've already Blade's already got the interview talking about how this event will be a test to see if we have the individual level to match up to teams like Vitality. From a team aspect, I don't think he has any doubts, obviously. And on an individual level, that's definitely helped in getting them this far. But this test is just unlike any other.
Hoping exits come their way. Setting up a trap to try to chip into that money that's bolstered by the 1 AK ZywOo win. But they have kept Vitality on their toes with the costs. Just so little to do it here in the 6th round of play. So Apex gonna secure some kills, triple on the exit, and an open road for Vitality to comfortably secure this 4-2 lead.
I got a few bucks.
Okay, time to let the tactical geniuses do their work. First timeout of the best of 5, and of course it's Blade.
I mean, if I'm looking at this game so far, we're seeing, again, NAVI rotating pretty well. Individuals are getting really good kills in hard to frag positions. They're in a low-buy situation really often. But Vitality, they're playing responsive. And I think they learned a lesson playing against Paravision. They've avoided stacks here, so the rotations have been good, but it's not like NAVI are waiting for them with 4 in each of these situations. I feel like Apex is pretty lucid today.
He'll have to remain tapped in like that for the remainder of this game.
And they absolutely smashed a pair of vision on opening duels yesterday too.
Utility pressure down middle for NAVI. Off of the tack pause, Makaze getting ever deeper and playing in front of a CT smoke.
Yeah, he doesn't have a smoke for himself. Imma can obviously help him out.
Gives up the position. Before that ramp smoke fades, falls back into the banana control instead. Just trying to, Alexi, of all the guys.
That'll hurt, you know.
Of all the guys.
Could have landed square on somebody right there.
Wow.
That was not bad. Oh, one to Alexi also.
Still finds enough damage to set these M4s up for one bullet kills across the board, barring ropz.
Man, they come out of that tack pause, they have no kits. They want to play 1 and B with Alexi, give up car control. They're taking a huge risk right here. They're hoping that Apex overthinks this situation. And right now, he's not.
It's no kits and low utility, and not all the utility has any value, and Alexi bounces it off of car, so...
It's not a convincing setup here, you know, for NAVI.
We'll see if it's just a soft exit for Alexi, as the utility is going to have him quietly creeping back. Free real estate found by Vitality. It's a push down middle, and ropz just pops up and goes right back to cover.
Is he actually going to get away? I don't think so.
You don't think so? ropz with a sequence of headshots, and that is now ropz overtaking everybody else for Vitality in this one. So not only do you find a free B bomb site, but the one guy who could have excusably died in the face of 3 challengers just racks up a denial versus NAVI, who, looking at that B site and the way Alexi walked away, we're really hoping to keep these guns for the next round.
They would have happily taken 1 kill, traded that, and
now the hunt's really on.
Yeah, now they lose a lot of space. There's still time left on the clock. It's very possible both these players die here. Backside contact first as they swing.
Vitality trying to swing the doors open for a stomp on map 1, and Alexi doesn't survive.
3 kills is nice.
Not bad, but it's going to be very little money on the NAVI squad.
Dude, how does ropz get this?
Just a perfect pop-up. It's good cover as well by the teammate.
Look at that shot. Pre-aim to an angle that doesn't even exist.
I like the investment on Wonderful. We'll put a rifle out there on the field.
I'll get bored of watching Vitality play when they're boring to watch, but the fact that individually everyone's like, look at ropz right now, flamesy having his best year, ZywOo having his best year. It never even crossed our minds that a team could exist to be better than Astralis when we were in the middle of that.
Took some time, but here we are. And here go Vitality once more, taking a look at it. Kind of getting Wonderful to scramble. So the M4 reveals itself early. What's Apex going to do with this information? And what did NAVI do with the fact that they've weaponized it at the B site and left A understaffed?
I think they ran, actually. I think ZywOo walked back and just heard them running away.
That helps.
They're still going to get the B site, though, because ZywOo was listening.
Smoke fades on the CT cross. They'll replace that one with the last smoke grenade Vitality have. Makaze is going to throw the Hail Mary through. And Mezzi, sure, gets the trade back, but ropz is down to 8 HP, and it feels like Mezzi would have been called on. But Wonderful lines that up, this one M4. We already saw what ZywOo did with a single AK buy. Will NAVI tap into that same ideology and should damn well pull this off, because 8 health versus 4 should never happen here for ropz. On top of that, Bit's flank has been found out. He's going to confirm ropz is over here. Oh, beautiful flick. Keeps it clean. The headshots just keep on rolling. But as you peek into the double up there for NAVI, they will secure this.
Dude, watch it, man.
A great game of Counter-Strike, that's what. And a NAVI that seems to be, even though they still trail by 2 rounds, contending with Vitality today.
We're seeing already some next level highlights. That was such a ridiculous shot out of ropz. I mean, Navi will be happy to win a round however they can.
Mechanically, ropz is...
Yeah, he's on it right now.
Believe your eyes. So yet another plot twist with an unexpected round win. makaze trying to get the game going towards Banana, but it's Alexi B that's paying the price. Whittled down to 5 health, the supportive piece of makaze reels back from that damage. But so long as makaze plays half wall, Alexi doesn't need to worry about being killed by a potential stray frag grenade.
Is it possible that the Ts are doing more utility damage than the CTs right now?
Feels that way with how hindered Navi have been on Banana, but I like this adjustment. Throw Wonderful's off at it. That'll catch you off. And of all the scalps to take, it's ZywOo first.
Nice chips.
Great nade. Ooh, and bit again.
That's a strong peek.
Wonderful missed shot opens the threat of this B commitment, but makaze there to make sure that Apex can't emerge.
Oh, come on, man. What are these kills?
Messi's found another one. Everybody's trying to tap into quality Counter-Strike. 2 members of Vitality left over as Navi knock on the door of a 4th round win.
Now we're getting warmed up, but at least these opening kills are starting to be converted rounds consistently. There's still enough time to test this, even though the odds are low.
Off the smoke. makaze wants it, and it's a feeble cross by Mezzi to try to close out. That lead dwindles to a single round, kick-started by, again, the wonderful solo M4.
Navi are tapping into all the right things. And there's whispers from the Vitality side that they think that Navi believe they can win this match. They're here to prove otherwise. A 1-round gap, but some of the stats that we're looking at here for Navi are consistent with the things that have got them to this point. Dominant starts to rounds. Good rotations.
And add to that mechanical ability.
Yeah.
You know, one of the last points that the desk made in terms of head-to-heads between these teams was comparing the perimeter players in ropz and Bit. And Maui Snake's point was valid. You'd think that, you know, mechanically on an aim basis, Bit would be the guy. But at the moment, with what we've seen from ropz, tough to compete. He gets that clean headshot out of Pit. We get a glimpse of what Bit can offer. We'll see what more comes his way. But ZywOo, prepared for the Banana play, finds Alexi B down, and makaze's been operating with a low health Alexi. But right now,
this is a huge lead here for flamez. He'll find the timing. He wants the duel. It might be the easiest way out is just to fight, and ropz is putting pressure as well, adding a little tension, but he also can call for flamez that this player's moved back to the site. This leaves a huge gap. Imma's coming in slowly from the B site right now. Wonderful knows he could be up for a sequence. He's in a great spot to really solidify this round.
This could be that moment he's truly called on as they group up in front of this scope. What sort of a hold? Nothing in the face of flamez. Instant headshot into the pit. Bit's gonna have to lean on a what's now unlikely hold out of Emez, so it's gotta be him. Beautiful double. ropz has got the return with the Galil of all things.
The spin rounds are just ridiculous right now. They're getting every hard kill.
This is ropz on 13 frags.
Molly does nothing.
Responsible with the bomb plant. makaze's underhanded flash hits the edge of the wall.
Yeah, he's fumbling. This is the next second smoke. How's he gonna get through this safely? No chance.
You got the 2 best performing players for each team alive in this makaze versus ropz fight. Apex, just a wallflower in this hold, but he'll get himself onto the bomb site, and as that bomb hits the halfway point, where makaze's health bar also sits.
They didn't even let Wonderful shoot. flamez instantly kills him. Every single player that shows up on someone else's screen is either dying or getting the kill in the first frame. It's so insane, the accuracy from so many players right now.
It's Counter-Strike deserving of a grand finals.
Even that he manages to get more damage. Bro. And this is wonderful, by the way. He's sharp and he's fast.
Good double by ropz, who seems incredibly locked in. I mean, we saw it early on. We saw a glimpse of it with that 3K he offers through the pop-up in underpass. And there are no doubts around ropz, right? When, just historically, we talk about this vitality. We're talking about ZywOo propped up by ropz. ropz the key, unlocked all the potential. flamez stole the show this week with his individual level throughout Rotterdam. But it looks like ropz wants some of that attention. Wonderful blinded by the flashbangs, gonna get gunned down by the freed up movement of flamez. Mac-10 perfect for that kind of a pounce. Man advantage secured at a minute 15, and that's gonna put pressure on Bit, especially now that he's lost his support over towards the arch side as well.
They'll happily go 1 for 1.
We'll see what kind of tempo vitality want to play with, but for the time being, they stall. Stepping closer, Bit opts to just play out in the open, and toying with that corner is ropz.
Keep loving early duel. They're just trying to hold him in place. There's no more rotators coming over. No flank in for makaze just yet. He's waiting for them to come back. But this just weakens both sides. You can see the fog of war right now for NAVI. They're confused. And they're about to get desperate.
And for the time being, a bit timid, not looking to push the limits just yet. Sitting over towards B. Sitting on the brink of arch side. Who goes first? It's the push off short that activates.
Now
it's a light pinch from both sides. Balcony player not activating in that moment. It's makaze to make the move. Strikes one down. Bit secures a kill as well. And goes back in for second. You gave NAVI enough time. Apex activates late with no bomb possession. 15 seconds. Unlikely that he gets anything else. And so in Vitality's hesitation comes NAVI's activation.
The only thing that could have gone wrong here is makaze overplaying that hand. He was
and see ya.
A little salt in the wound to bring the game within 1. But makaze could have sped up that flank if he wanted to.
Starts with the 5v4 on top of it.
That's actually incredible mid-round out of NAVI for the players they had, for how little they could see.
Right.
And they even split up. They didn't even do a double reclear and try to frag out. Put a little pressure on arch, put a little pressure on lane, didn't get opt, didn't pull makaze too quickly, even though it probably felt like he needed to help somebody. Make sure that it wasn't B and then go for the flank.
Vitality look to come knocking towards A again. For the time being, nobody up in apartments. Trying to just get this off the line, but wonderful confident versus an Apex, just chucking out flashbangs for a round that there's little to work with, and you've already got the one rifle down to half health. Looks like NAVI have queued up a tied half. Looks like. We'll see what kind of X factor Vitality tap into. They fought hard for this lead, but it may fizzle out in the final round of the half. Bit there to trade. ropz does respond. Alexi's rifle collects. And as the last two pieces try to press into the bomb site, they attack from both sides. And that's a ZywOo that survives on only 7 HP. Now the guns can be grabbed. Yeah. Now your bomb has been planted. And there's still some timing until NAVI are ready for this retake.
flamez in a key spot. 6 and 10 right now, but having the tournament of his life all the same.
Wonderful draws attention by throwing out utility first, but the majority of the nades still rest on makaze's belt. Can he blindside in any way? He will flush flamez out. We've got a fair duel just over the lip of the balcony. Wonderful's been tagged low by ZywOo in the meantime, and so a desperate act to close out and a nade with his name on it. flamez tapping into the potential we know he has. The lead maintained. The world's #1, a 7-round T-side.
This state has been the beating heart of Counter-Strike for 25 years.
That was a vicious first half of Counter-Strike with some of the individual moments we got. ropz ends the half 16 kills deep. And 2 rounds, Mohan, the edge as they secure that last one, changing over.
It's somehow barely elite. It feels like either of these teams playing at this level could have had a 10-2 half versus anybody else at this event so far. It's unbelievable, some of the rounds we've already gotten.
Makaze kept up his end of the bargain, solid in the opening kills. It's a Vitality 7-round half, but only 4 successful opening duels throughout those rounds. So recovering time and time again goes to show NAVI have been here to fight you at first contact.
The great stat for NAVI is they kept pulling out all those opening kills still. But for Vitality, they actually kept up on utility damage from their T side. You better believe that they're going to dominate now that we switch over. NAVI have to do a lot more to respond.
This B site looking prime for the taking as far as Makaze is concerned.
Yeah, you don't even have them pressed up on brackets for that mid retake, so this will slow down rotations considerably. Messi's kit could come into play.
And no movement, huh? Nobody offering up info, nobody offering up a duel.
Probably gonna wait, maybe Bit gets vision before they, make this snap or full commitment. I mean, they have the right read.
The room's tense.
There's still time to play with. I mean, they're sending Bit out here. Will they time this HE?
Hangs onto it and chucks it out off the flash. It's only Emet to take damage off that. One wander. Oh!
He turned
nasty. He's got another fight at hand, but that one Flamesy's gonna pick up instead. Bomb gets planted while we watch the duels go down towards the bracket. All that decides is how quickly Vitality can start to try and compromise this banana flank.
We see it's 3v2 right now. Lexi can turn around and try to help.
It's Mezzi playing with the kit, the smoke, and the incendiary. Flamesy trying to get that U-tilt towards the bomb site. And right now, NAVI decides to just swing into the duel. Mezzi here is suddenly flushed out as E-Man Wonderful takes control of Banana. It opens the door for the other side to push, but there is nothing for Vitality to stand on in the retake. A desperate act from Apex. A wonderful bit of cover. And with that, NAVI will take the second pistol.
It's excellently called here from Alexi. It's perfectly played in the post plant with the triple peek down Banana. They dealt with the 2 players coming in. They didn't play scared. It was just annoying enough to kill that clock a little bit, get a kill, and throw things into disarray before the retake even began. You're trying to keep as high numbers possible for a retake, even if you're even with the other team, because there's only so many spots that they can play. Apex going to use his brain for this one.
We've seen multiple rounds get pulled out of the hat with buys similar to this, like the one Vitality's standing on. Oof, but Apex, no way, decides to push through.
Damn, it's actually because he chipped him first, so that headshot is an instant kill, and he's going to go back to another little bit of utility.
Yeah, why not, right? Tools for the job here by Apex.
This would be the masterful sequence of delaying if he can do this alone, because right now he's telling nobody to come over.
And
if they don't think he's going to be cycling grenades here, they've got another thing coming. A couple more HEs to work with as well. But those 2 come his way.
Dunked on. Finishing off, Apex opening up the B site. They don't know it, but they're about to find out. Vitality were banking on Apex to do a little bit more, but there's still some tools to work with here. The double MP9 retake.
There's the plant.
Frag grenade onto the planter. 40 damage for Alexi to have to handle. That's fine by him. As the smoke on the CT cross nears the halfway point, the other 2 Vitality players are still inbound. Feels like Vitality sense that they've got a chance at still making this retake happen.
What's ZywOo thinking about right now? He's already cleared out all the oranges.
They're giving him a bit of space to work with. ZywOo feels like he's on the brink of the retake. That's that low health from Alexi. 3 kills! Falls on Emet's shoulders. Vitality tests the waters and come up with not another death.
That's an incredible retake. It's unbelievable. They actually pull out the defuse. They only lose a single player. ZywOo came in early, cleared out first and second oranges, didn't see anything, snuck up the wall, took his fight towards pool, and also hit from quad in the same breath.
Even though Apex wasn't a part of that retake, I think he did a lot for the retake setup in that. Utility still sitting there for ZywOo to grab as he approaches.
Yeah, he did an extra, he alley-ooped himself. He killed Alexi after the plant inside a pool after nading him.
And Alexi
there's more util damage. I'm telling you, that's going to keep piling on.
Vitality's nades have been superb, but here's a faster move from Navi trying to play with pace. ZywOo activates, cuts off the other side of it, and now you've got Mezzi up into the bomb site, hanging on, and Bit recovering with one back the other way. ZywOo's tagged down to 7. Bomb got dropped in the middle of all that, and Apex's grenade could be lethal.
We got Imma doing a different move. If someone comes to re-clear the halls, he's going out towards alt, so this actually opens up a new way to find this frag. This is kind of a ridiculous move from Imma. He's gonna see Flamesy.
Catches him off guard, takes him down to 40.
That was the play.
That could have been the one. Bit would have recovered the bomb. Hell, they could have even ran that back down middle. ZywOo's gonna figure out where Bit got off to, so definitely a world where Navi hang on to the decision to flank out through apartments. But you don't get many shots with Flamesy in current form.
It's possible Navi just didn't convert enough good positions. Again, they have to play perfect. They could get away with this versus other teams, have some good stats going their way, but not converting those rounds. They're trying to compete with a task speed run right now.
It's now that Navi will have to bend at the knee.
Yeah, watch the rich get richer. Still impressive how they generate these fights, though. Yeah, another opening here for Navi. ropz a little too nervous to just go and reach for that gun. But he has it, the molly in mid. Now, if they're gonna set up like this, there's no window flash to pop through the smoke and run down B. This can be a pseudo tack pause for Navi, even though they have enough players. They've either got to hit one more insane deagle shot or...
Thing is, with the game that we've had so far, one more insane deagle shot doesn't feel like too much of an ask.
And you can see they're really playing to win, though. They still leave Bit at mid. They're not just going to group up and try to explode. But time is hemorrhaging now. They're going to go into their final commitment in a second.
ropz given a shooting gallery. That really sucks the life out of Navi's hopes of making these pistols work. An M4 for Bit, no Kevlar, and a grenade that could have set up Mezzi, but he's not going to rush it. He's not going to force the issue. He's going to let them come to him and just clean up for double digits.
Yeah, it's a very classy hold here for ropz. Nothing fancy, just making it happen. They are flat out dominating on openers, though. But that's just going to buff the Vitality 4v5 win stat.
Ooh, yay, something else to praise Vitality for. When does it end? As far as they're concerned, never.
Mentally, there can become this moment where you kind of feel that you're just a part of another team's history. You know, for a bit, especially in 2025, there were lots of challenging grand finals for Vitality. Falcons challenged them, Mouse challenged them. They were even beaten by G2 back at London. But again, somehow they're actually better than that now. They didn't get tired, they got better. The gap has only widened. And it compounds because the confidence drops for everyone else. Before, you don't know you're in an era. You think you can win.
Right.
You think you can actually stop it. And now you kind of believe, like you can see the fate happening to you.
I think that's why Vitality being absent in Stockholm and allowing Navi to touch a trophy, you know, that could be one of the driving factors in Navi's newfound confidence. They've referenced it.
And I think no matter what happens for Navi, they have validated that performance with this run. All the wins they've taken here, and they're like, I'm gonna say it flat out, they're playing their best CS, better than they did in Copenhagen, better than they did last year.
And guess what?
It's still not good enough.
Not when ropz is sitting pretty, 21 kills deep. We've had a lot of talk about ZywOo being in godlike form, flamez contending with #1 on Vitality here in Rotterdam. ropz kind of goes under the radar until it's time to deliver, and so far he has. After Navi having to take a knee and now bounce back with rifles, we have expectations for this round, but we've gotten down to the 30-second mark.
And they kind of starved them for attention over on B. They gave up Car. They're playing 2-3 to sites. I think this is suspicious to Navi, but for all the wrong reasons.
Smokes go over top, and ZywOo sees them fall down upon him. There's a Molotov for Wonderful as well that could technically get somebody out of pit, but instead ZywOo will find the first dry duel over towards Arch. Short put.
No!
It catches him by surprise, but he still holds his nerve. Put to rest by Bit, and ropz will do the rest.
Oh, it's filthy, man. It's disgusting here from ZywOo again. Showing off with every gun.
He's glowing this year.
Man, I mean, Vitality bring almost nothing special into this round. They kill the clock by just not pushing anything, but this is actually a moment where Navi had car control. They could have made that a full B exec and probably had a better chance at winning. Instead, they ran into this monster.
How's that not enough? Emek gets the headshot.
They didn't even need that.
And now to secure a 12th for a game that felt like we were gonna have a real bit of competition. Second half has just been non-stop from Vitality.
Nades following them. That util damage still adding up. Oof.
Putting it on thick for flamez to just round the corner. Apex gonna have to hold off this, what should be follow through, but never mind. Navi have to wait for the fire to burn out, and Apex, feeling a bit confident, decides to take that duel on his
More
terms.
util damage.
But that nade could have been much worse. Flames to prevent the plant. ZywOo will take up position, and mezii waits for a potential climb over top, but there's nothing there. ropz will take his sweet time, clearing out ult, as Navi will find positioning here within the bomb site, but what else do they have to work with?
They see Bits alive, so he's really coming in slowly. So it'll be the two most careful players going head-to-head in a second. Distinct disadvantage here for Bit. Lower on health, only a Tech 9.
There goes the fire to clear Little Pit. Smoke grenade as well to maybe block vision. ZywOo scopes up, and they all lean to the left side of the site. mezii's the guy to collect the two. And then ropz wants to try to pounce on this, but the bomb's added pressure. Oh, okay. What is ropz?
I don't even know what just had. Did he think he just got the kill?
I'll tell you what, he's got the clutch.
Is this ropz or Muhammad Ali? He's just pretending to fight?
Giving Emek false hope. What was that?
I don't even know.
Why'd he stop shooting?
He thought he got the instant headshot or something? I have no idea. And,
No.
But how does he stop shooting and still get the kill?
What was that? Yo, somebody reset the robot because...
I got no clue, bro.
You see, guys? There is a fucking boss!
Galil lang.
Yeah, that helps it make more sense. Like, I don't know, they're just excited to win. Finally we see a glitch at least, so we know that he's not human.
No, that's the proof in the pudding.
That's his 24th kill in a 24-11 game.
Keeps the pressure on in apartments. They're going to try to push in the middle. Yeah, unstoppable, immovable. Happy to just sign up for these fights one after another. Man advantage for Vitality to try to close out. Navi had all the guns in the world, but mezii, well, he's going to go down empty-handed. And that reopens the possibility that this T-side's got a little more to give. But there's just already been so little from Navi on this attack.
Question is who's surrounded. Apex is alone for now with this Moto smoke still fresh, but Arch is cleared.
flamez giving himself a little room to work with. Flashbang as well to try to interrupt this follow through as Apex goes silent in the backside. He pops up. gets damaged, and Makaze there to clear fully.
It would have to be another 1-on-2 for ZywOo to close this game.
Doesn't feel impossible, does it?
Yeah, I mean, they can't refresh the smoke. Now they do have info on where he is. Taking a lot of time to plant, however.
That'll open it up. Makaze just, you kind of force him to sign up for the duel, and I think Makaze would rather that. Let's keep it simple. Headshots roll through. Makaze triple kill. Another instance of Makaze's ability to push Vitality's limits.
ropz almost closes the situation again. Solid 3K under pressure for Makaze. And I think ropz is the only player who can put his AK on burst. A 5-round game to make a comeback here for NAVI. It's not gambling if you always win.
Well, it's going to be a hell of a journey if victory is still within Navi's grasp.
7 rounds for the game that NAVI have had so far. But you know what, man? We could talk about how good the individuals are on NAVI, the opening kills that they've gotten, and Vitality have all the highlights. They're top performers at the top of the board. But if you look at that utility damage again, Vitality are now dominating on utility damage. They basically were on par or beat them in the first half from their T side, which is just so ridiculous to think about on a map like Inferno. So it goes to show they're not only the team with the best individuals, but the best team. Flat out.
"26 kills, Launders. 26 kills on ropz. I didn't see it coming. Shame on me for forgetting about ropz and the impact that he's offered in this run of events for Vitality.
He's the Budapest MVP.
I was like, wait, what? To think anybody could steal the ZywOo MVP.
Yeah, that might be flamesy this tournament.
Yo, look at this place. Rotterdam, you turned up tonight. And we're still early days in this best of 5, but there's plenty of time for us to get rowdy. I don't know, I feel like the NAVI fans have gotten a little quiet.
Everyone was loving him yesterday. There they are.
No, there they are. It's a quick PC restart here for ZywOo.
Probably the most iconic organ Counter-Strike history. Majors in both games. So many iterations of this lineup have had everything from unbelievable prospects to legends. Vitality in the grand scheme of things are kind of newer, but in terms of when they've come in and having ZywOo as their franchise player all these years, for 7 years now, they won a tournament every single time. They've got better as time has gone on. They built a team that they can believe in and have stuck together all the same. And they enter that venerated hall of the few teams that have put together a period, an era in the game's history.
It's undeniable now. But Apex has come out and said it himself, you know, this won't last forever. The thing is, nobody knows how long it will be here. And so what a treat it is to be sat in the Ahoy Arena in front of one of the best teams to ever do it.
Every day it gets harder to just, you know, not flat out say they are.
I look forward to the day that we can just say it with full confidence, and well, that's on them.
I mean, yeah, that happens this year, whether you're on the fence or not. But you even have Blade say it. Blade said it already, flat out. What was the map stat they're challenging NAVI on?
If Vitality wins this first map of the best of 5, they will have the second longest map win streak at big events, only barring the NIP Legends. They tied NAVI with their 2-0 yesterday, and all of that, by the way, could have been thrown out the window by the Mongols over in the group stage. So Vitality have kind of played with their food, but every day we look at the records and just try to find a way for Vitality to wiggle in.
I mean, even the other stat, they have 12 rounds right now. If this goes to overtime, they don't lose overtimes. They haven't lost a map in forever.
Beyond 40 days.
Every 4K in this match, we're gonna have to take you to the hospital.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You start this best of 5 bright and early. Why do I feel like we could just start the game now without ZywOo's mouse working and they could still close it?
Yeah, right. ropz might still get a 3K.
ZywOo back in the server, rebuying and ready to try to close out. NAVI have earned this off the Mikaze close in the last round. Kept it simple, found his headshots, got a 7th round, and a little wiggle room.
All right, Rotterdam, let's get back into it. Blade's got something to say before we begin. It's a 5-round game. They have to make the comeback, break into overtime, break the map streak, and break the overtime streak all at the same time here in Grand Finals.
It's a hell of an ask within this map alone, but it was going to be a hell of an ask to even go up versus Vitality in this best of 5. NAVI have got nowhere else to be.
Let's see if they can make this interesting.
Five rounds.
26-12 with 5 rounds of regulation to spare. And I mean, I think ZywOo's even matched him on highlights.
Quick challenge into Banana. Ooh, nade again, dude. I can't wait to see the numbers on the util damage.
They know exactly how to pull back. That was a real strong offensive here from NAVI. They tried to press up for far car control. They've been sourcing those instant first kills, but now it's Vitality to instantly win back banana control. They see all the way down as well. They'll start to move over. This one comes towards ZywOo.
Trying to scramble that defense over. Mezzi has made it to Arch in time.
They're starting to sense the danger.
Yeah, it's the threat of all of these Vitality players that just makes you want to make sure every little detail's in place before you go for that commitment. But in that temporary pause is where Mezzi finds Sanctuary, crossed over to the corner, able to jump into the bomb site if pressure comes his way. But at 50 seconds, NAVI still have options. That smoke meeting them on Banana makes things scary, though.
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job of bleeding this clock dry. Late smoke, they gotta disrespect this. They're coming through it.
flamez collects first kill for Vitality in the potential closing round. Apex with the smoke spam, applying that pressure to NAVI and forcing them to have somebody to bail them out again. Who's it gonna be? Alexi B on the smoke, sees the push come through, and as the gun goes empty, Mezzi's gonna finish him off. Wonderful's already down to 20 health, and as he leans into the back of the site, It feels like the walls are closing in on NAVI, who had a hell of a challenge back in the first half, but have never been able to find their groove throughout this T side. It was a pistol, it was the last round, but those could be the only two. Retakes enabled. Bit back turn to him. He's done enough. Wonderful's got the setup, but it's ZywOo to make the difference, to find the close, and to secure the first map of this best of 5. That's why we make sure his peripherals ready to get rip-roaring. Vitality take their map pick. It's an Anubis choice of NAVI up next, where they hope to extend this series. But extending this series could be just extending the inevitable, because the individual level of Vitality today will be difficult to contend with.
That's another energetic finish here for Vitality. It's the scoreline you could have pictured on Inferno.
Anubis is where NAVI try to pull this one back, but after the individual levels we got out of a Vitality over on Inferno, surely they feel the bruising that could start to sink in to their confidence tonight.
I mean, it feels like NAVI had a chance to play Inferno, to show us what they could do on it when they played against Perry, and we obviously saw a very interesting match, ups and downs, but they don't pick it up in this series. Some would say it would be crucial. Obviously, any map they can't look past.
No waste of time to get into the E-box, but Emed takes his duel towards Long, dodges that threat. Oh, it's not the cleanest from Alexi, but he gets his kill in the end. Gun goes dry, and so Bit needs to attempt this. 1v2, doesn't want to drop, it would make the audio, and then they'd know damn well where he's up to.
I'd like to say, just before we get started, that Flamesy and ZywOo are going head-to-head in this MVP race. Anubis for Flamesy absolutely could be a map where he stands out.
Bit's fine-tuned arrivals, taking time, and no kit on the play. Walks out into the site, finds Flamesy's head first. You've got Mezzy pinned into the corner. He gives himself util to swing with. Bit's gun's empty, reload's good. Time, though, always on Vitality's side, and Mezzy makes sure to send a message. 8 health he survives with, and a Vitality pistol for the T-side kickoff.
That was a very fine effort from Bit. Nice try in the 1-on-2. Some decent shots getting hit, but not enough ammo there to make that happen.
Very sudden burst play in through E-box. That third layer of Alexi B in the back of platform, though, that's the position that could have had 2 kills on the bomb site, backs turned. That's where maybe the pistol could have been wrapped up for NAVI. But we've already learned in this game, you can't miss those moments. Mechanical skills demanded of you. Mezzy is able to hold back that push as they try to get an aggressive split going. NAVI pushing off of a bomb site to try to get active, trying to force a fight v Vitality. And ultimately, it leads to an Alexi 1v5.
I like the sounds of that.
Well,
okay, we're 2 kills into it. With the gun upgrade and no bomb planted just yet. Obviously, that's what we're thinking about, but in his mind, this Khalil, the couple of grenades they got, I mean, how do you turn that down? Anubis is a map we see sort of less and less of, it feels like. I mean, that's also what's great about the best of 5s. But I wonder if there was a part of NAVI yesterday when they played Inferno that it was like, it was a tester. You know, they know they have to play it the next day if they win. If they're playing to win the event, then they would try to bring it out. But just a list of things that Vitality have going for them, whether it's map pool or individuals or utility or communication. I mean, even all their haircuts are really good right now.
I think what's exciting is Dust2 waits in the wings, and we haven't gotten to see Vitality play it so far this event. Imagine that, getting to a grand finals, not playing your best map at all. Chance to pull it out and to end this series on it. Fresh keyboard for ZywOo.
There you go, sir. Your map 2 keyboard.
And I'll say, like a real professional, had a second one on hand ready to go. Swap it out, get him in, quick pit stop. We'll get right back in. You know, we saw good efforts from NAVI in their last single rifle buy over on Inferno. Saw them pull that round out of the hat. So you gotta believe somewhat in their ability to do damage in this one too. But it's Bit's responsibility to get it done, and this off angle from ropz, Bit just gets slammed against the ground as he tries to go aggressive.
He covers both the flash by standing in that spot perfectly with the swing. The timing is exactly what he expected. That was just a matter of math.
That was all Navi's hopes, resting on one guy, one Galil push, one duel to try and start the round, instead dead in an instant. So reality starts to sink into the back of the minds of NAVI. You'll have no further util. It's an irretrievable gun as well, as Vitality remain perched on top of Bit's corpse. And so we can go through the motions. Taking over middle was meant to be made easy, meant to be. The 5-7 collects the first one, Emek gets his, and it's Mezzi to take his time with that 35 bullet magazine. Opens up the A site for the taking. Makaze. High expectations for the newest piece of NAVI in this grand finals just because of the precedent he has been setting on the stage in recent months.
And did great on Inferno because he got a lot of the openers. It was mostly like those, later in the rounds, there's a lot of clutches that went the way of Vitality. There was a lot of just multi-kills in the middle of rounds that went the way of Vitality. They had a good 4v5 win percentage last map, but Makaze, in terms of his role, what he was doing, he was putting up his end of the bargain.
Flash doesn't bother ropz.
That's just perfect, yeah.
Just like that. So first gun rounds on Navi's map pick. Let Inferno be nothing but a foregone conclusion. Fixate now, NAVI. Making a competition of this best of 5. flamez taking over the mid play, just showing some confidence in the face of utility and always confident with a teammate right behind you. NAVI pressing a bit against Long with an exchange of smoke grenades. We'll see how confident ropz is. Whether he tries to test the waters. Opera on the angle. Not an opening kill, unfortunately, here for NAVI.
Yeah, but it's a bit of info on the op. That shot comes out. Wonderful, desperately going to want to make himself useful. He can stick up an E-box, though, and still be good for the whole round. He doesn't have to move a lot.
They've left the space be taken over, though. That's the problem for Wonderful. Forced to retreat into platform. flamez be on camera is a real test, potentially, for the split, but him getting shut down by Alexi bodes real well for NAVI.
Oh, that's kind of huge. They're going to try to run in on
3v5 recovery off the mezzi opening, and now Makaze tests jail. Beautiful sequence for his 2. Just testing the waters at the opportune moment. ZywOo gets back into cover and only has 10 seconds to work with here. Would love to make sure his flank is clear, but now that he sees this is clear, opts to just walk away from this. NAVI staving off the mid play. flamez being caught by Alexi B so that no compromise can be found in the back line of NAVI's B-site defense. That is what they needed. A first gun round secured by NAVI the moment they had their rifles.
It's a lot of space that Vitality took safely and put themselves in a spot to really get some good entries, but it's NAVI's awareness that ends up winning, and obviously also Makaze's push. Jumping up through this smoke and planting a teammate who dies. If he had not made this move, a plant could have absolutely gone down and things could have got out of hand, but he used the fact they had a fresh smoke on main to get in the action.
Bit left alone out of the gate just in case that mid duel comes. Ima's responsibility is the door for now. But never sticking around in middle is NAVI for the time being. Retreating back into the double up on A site, and that lack of presence is what allowed Flamesy to even have a chance to compromise Temple last round. Sure, Alexi holds it back, does his job well, but if that duel goes the other way, problems to be had. So Makaze, feeling the squeeze perhaps of a lack of mid-play, decides to press the perimeter of this B site, and in doing so, 5v4 to NAVI yet again.
Looks comfortable. They think that there's no one else besides Mezzi, and they're right about it. So they'll go for the reclear, and actually Makaze puts himself into a very interesting spot.
The amount of opening duels that NAVI were successfully securing on Inferno.
They're wrapping around wide.
Makaze, yeah, is gonna catch them all off. There's his triple. Shot in the back and forced to just go back into it with the sidearm, but he's done his job and then some.
Well, isn't that fantastic out of Makaze?
I love the timing on the play. NAVI feeling the squeeze. Lets Makaze just make his opening move. And, you know, Makaze is somebody you don't want to keep on too tight of a leash.
Yeah, just flash him in. Let the man roam. This one goes in the final seconds, and ropz can protect this op. They won't be approaching him. We can take this into the next round. This round's won because of a B defense that stayed active, and they made sure to identify Mezzi trying to hold for them. Even called out the fact that he was going to be alone. It's very hard to get your map control back on CT side. NAVI found a way.
Testing the economy off that one too, but saved op, you know whose hands that lands in. ZywOo to be the hero in round 6. That's the plan.
He was actually kind of holding that, eh?
There's been...
No way he's going for this pick.
Of course.
Oh, he missed, though.
How about that? And then ropz not allowed to retrieve it. Bit happy to sign up to the fight. Wants control of the AWP.
Yo!
Gets himself a triple. Pistols fall around that off, and it is a fast-moving NAVI in response to what was a rapid entry attempt out of Vitality. ZywOo straight into the duel, and it feels like that duel has been cooking. Constantly Bit just trying to get that util off, at times taking the test to ropz, so it makes sense to throw the op in that direction.
That op was totally cursed. Didn't hit a single shot this round. ZywOo misses a shot last round, misses a shot on this one as well, and completely changes the outcome of this rush, ultimately. Could be the frag, and then pushing towards main with CTs chasing behind them instead. They lose the kill, lose the space, Bit keeps pushing forward, and they're getting pushed from the other side of the map at the same time, so.
Bit signs up for it again. No fear in Bit's eyes when it comes to these long plays on Anubis, and again, that water push is coming. But by the time they get there, Bit's already got himself the double. Coming out of NAVI now, starting to smell blood in the water.
And this is taking things into your own hands. That's the same push.
Back to back.
Ima on the other side of it. And Bit, even though he used some ammo to spam, somehow still gets 2 kills. Not even any room to strafe after he takes the first fight. Just has to be incredibly sharp with it, and he is.
Vitality thought they'd find some respect given over towards this half of the map. These last 2 rounds are changing that. Clamped down on Vitality. And in the lead go NAVI. It's pistols for Vitality, and this one, Tech-9s across the board. Good amount of utility as well if they want to try to get tricky. But with the tempo NAVI have thrown in these last couple rounds, we'll see if that confidence continues to boil over. Announcing themselves outside of the E-box, spamming fully with the Tech-9, and then off of the flash, the other players pounce. Apex good to collect the one. That's Makaze dead early. ZywOo's found it off the deagle. Now the Opera's under pressure. And each of these pieces for Vitality collect kills one after another. They put that squeeze immediate on the B site, waste no time, and barely waste bullets.
We talk about how fantastic that bait was. Apex using his entire magazine behind that smoke so that they would stare at it and then they threw the flash. Sent a second player in to get the kill. It's beautiful use of every facet of the game right here to make something happen, and now Bit has to come in for a clutch. That's not gonna happen. ZywOo's got enough out of this round. Guns are picked up. And that catches Vitality back up into the game.
Just like over on Inferno.
Look at this, how good this is. After all the spams, he goes and looks towards the smoke, thinks he's fine, eats the flash, and instantly gets killed.
Oh, and then on top of it, Apex, one bullet before he dies, finds the kill with it. Once you give that space to ZywOo, Deagle in hand, he'll make the most of it. It's high-level Counter-Strike.
It is.
Thing of beauty to tie this game right back up. And that's going to put NAVI on notice. Think about how confident Makaze was to watch that smoke. Suddenly you're fully blind. That's going to make you feel like Vitality have tricks up their sleeves, because they did, and they just used it.
And we can keep pointing out moments again where just to show they're not just brawn.
Back to outside of the A site goes ropz.
Nothing they can do via these instants. Geared up for an A play. No frills on this one. There's no lurks in play. Just trying to block vision before they get into this exact, and we don't have the bit push for now.
Yeah, trying to go back to what didn't
It's actually
work.
watching his back in camera because they don't have middle at all. That might slow things down for Wonderful.
Alexi tries to take mid as this execute comes over.
Nice shot.
It's a clean one. Mezzi finds his, and he's beyond the utility, so now his teammates bank on him to continue the space creation. ropz within that space has got himself into the kill feed. Mezzi's barely alive at the moment. The retake's on. Makaze not wasting a millisecond, but Mezzi's sidearm gets it, and ropz will find another headshot as well. So if you want to see talent, it's on full display. Vitality from top to bottom.
Man, all they need is just 1 or 2 pixels, and they get you. Headshots all around. Great moment for Mezzi. We haven't been talking about him much this match. Not needed yet.
This Deagle shot
that's great.
sucks the life out of the retake. You saw Makaze wanting to run down camera and get into the action, keep them flustered on the bomb site. We'll meet your maker, buddy. 1 HP there for Mezzi.
All the utility on the retake did damage too. Everything was in place to take that one. Solid call here for Vitality. Again, no frills exec towards A, and they take advantage of the fact that NAVI hadn't re-cleared mid yet, and they were just about to do that. So just early enough. All they needed was 1 instant smoke, and they went into that exact.
Dude, the Mezzi entry
It's like
frag?
2 rounds where we have them NAVI pushing out to take over the entirety of Canals, and then a call out.
That last round puts NAVI in a shaky place with a single M4 again. We'll see what one rifle can do. Last round, ZywOo was watching the mid-hole through the bottom of stairs, and nobody actually challenged it. This time, Makaze will take a look right as ZywOo gets into position, and the opera's not even called on. 2 sets of eyes, and maybe the M4 can change hands, but beyond that M4, it's Desert Eagles for the B site. Last piece of utility Alexi had dropped preemptively. Ooh, he tries to line up that shot, and he finds
one.
Apex, but it's only the half health gone.
A reload's coming. Now, they're going to be aware there could be another gun in here. Obviously, they're not looking to fall for this.
They don't jump on it, so Alexi's got a fresh mag. Fire bursts around the bomb site. They feel very jumbled up.
They have the utility to zone them right now.
Stuck behind the obelisk. Apex emerges, dies, as that M4 did manage to get onto the site. It's in the right position, but Bomb is obviously not preoccupied with the thought of committing to this B play. So Bit, go ahead, collect all these kills, find yourself another rifle. You'll need it if this retake's to happen. And unfortunately, not preventing Flamesy from getting this positioning as quickly as he does means the retake all the more difficult.
Immo was 1 inch from getting away and then being able to do that peek on his own terms, but got spotted because of the haste here from Vitality. 3-on-3 retake. All from the same position, and Mezzi kind of has all of mid. This opens up more angles for Vitality to work with, and ZywOo can be confident right here. He's open to E-box, but he's safe.
Ready to go to the repeat.
Or camera, I should say.
Ooh, why not? Why not? Collateral to close it. Oh, Navi, you thought you had a chance.
That post plant opened up that angle for him to stand there. They couldn't have been ready for it. They had all E-box, all mid control, all camera, all mid control. Just perfection. Single scope collat.
So the one rifle buy doesn't net them too much. Not even a chance at the retake. And that's good to see Vitality kind of tiptoe their way around that looming threat of B. Obviously, Navi putting the right pieces in the place, but with no bomb inside of E-box, it's all good. The lineup nearly happens here for Ema. He's been found out, stuck against the wall, nade with his name on it, and further utility to just drop in from above. They try to keep that pressure on his fallback. He will at least get into safety, as Alexi's here to offer grenades, and Vitality still, with so much time to play, have limitless options.
Yeah, Vitality can really roam the map here. I mean, for the CT side, it's a whole different question. They've got to get active. They have been very wise in terms of where they've taken back space in moments like these. But obviously, Anubis can feel very suffocating when you're low numbers. There'll be no one to clear out in these close spots. And it feels like a bomb plant's just going to slowly come in. They build confidence. No one's shooting back right now.
Flank's coming. Yeah, Bit gets found.
Oh, that's huge.
ropz was worried about it. ZywOo also holds off on the flank where there's one, there's more. And so off to the save will go Navi. Vitality, slow squeeze, and it's been very impressive to just kind of see them take their timings, take their commitments, keep their attacks fresh, changing up the targets. I mean, Navi obviously prepped for this map, but very difficult to get a read on Vitality's consistency, I think, at the moment. By avoiding repetition, you avoid being red, and on top of that, they stay cerebral, holding off on the flank, making sure that there's no Hail Mary moment here for Navi as we get into the dying rounds of Navi's CT side.
They want to keep these guns. Oh, and they'll lose that duel straight out. Round 12 now, they'll all rebuy. There will be some concessions. At least Wonderful has an op in play.
Yeah, lucky to have kept it.
You know, one more round for Navi, and it's still not a bad half. Like, Vitality are starting to walk away with this and make every round look easier than last. And in these early to mid rounds, starting to look a little bit more dull, a little bit more obvious for Navi. But numerically, they're still on pace if they get 5. Three MP9s to do it. A lot of this rests on the shoulders of Wonderful. And he's been an absolute titan for Navi when they've needed him.
This job made all the more difficult by playing alone, but nice pounce out of the mid drop from Ema. Problem is now he's stuck down there, and they're gonna find him with the frag grenades. Had so little left to hang on to. That nade didn't even need to be that well placed. Just pushes it over the edge.
Rocking a hard place now for Navi. They're gonna do something desperate.
Yeah, they've gotten away with these kinds of moves in the past, but Mezzi locked in for the challenge.
He just starts spraying right away.
Goes ahead to deliver. The trade attempt out of Mikaze denied. And that's gonna be him 7 and 10 on the half. Wonderful also pressing the perimeter, will at least bring one back. And seeing as it's the final round of the half, let's see what you've got left, Navi. MP9 and Op V3 on the Vitality side. Bit's just gonna keep on moving forward, and he cuts off the bomb carrier. Little spam through that smoke to clip Bit ever so slightly, but still his teammate not yet in position. And Mezzi worried that he could just come through this smoke.
This might be the move.
Bit's playing with it, challenging it, threatening it, but Apex gets denied by the no-scope, and then Mezzi's gonna have his way with it, solidifying the 8-4 lead. Vitality looking to speedrun Grand Finals.
Hey guys, Jacob Pimp Vinicke here. Do you think you know enough about Counter-Strike to win your fair share of $15,000? Then you better pay attention right now. You've probably seen us use the NovaShots app on broadcast before, and I'm here to tell you exactly how it works so you can claim bragging rights against your friends or your enemies. It's completely free to participate, so let's go. When you sign up, you're getting 1,000 tokens. Those tokens you can use to buy team tokens, or basically team stocks. Now you need to pay attention to who's playing who and on what maps, cause if you predict correctly and you invest into Vitality just before they're playing their first map and they win that map, you're getting a 20% airdrop bonus, which means you have even more tokens to invest into other teams or to invest furthermore into Vitality. Team prices move live based on what people are selling and what people are buying. It's a free market after all. So let's say Furia is about to play a game. And the map they're playing, you know they're great on the CT side, but they struggle quite a lot on the T side. You now see they're starting on the T side. So instead of investing from the get-go, you can wait out a little bit. You can wait for people to panic sale when they're not doing well on the T side. And then when they move over to the CT side where they're doing the best work, that's when you buy into them. That's where you buy into the comeback as well. Here's my top tips in order to maximize your tokens. Firstly, pay attention to game as it's live. You can buy and sell your tokens at any time, which means that the prices go up and down as the game is evolving. Let's say Vitality is playing. Let's say they lose the pistol, they lose the second round, they lose the third round. People start panic selling. And if you believe they're coming back, maybe that's where you buy in. You buy the dip and then maximize your tokens. Don't forget the 20% map bonus. You don't need to hold a team for the entire tournament. Get in before the map, ride the success, then reassess. There's also a daily mode where you can predict match winners, match scores, MVPs, etc. So you can flex your Counter-Strike brain even more and win daily prizes. Make sure to get the NovaShots app and see if you can beat me and everyone else.
All week long, the conversation's been this head-to-head between ZywOo and flamez in the race to the top of Rotterdam. We'll leave it to Vitality to remind us why that every time they set their eyes on a trophy, they lift it. This time it's ropz and mezi in the first half of Anubis to take over. And take over they have. 8 rounds in the first. And now to the CT side they'll go in an attempt to deny NAVI their first map pick.
You know, what I was holding on to in the Stralis era was that the feeling of hopelessness it would feel when you get into a final or whatever for the other team. Like, that was such a stark contrast. With Vitality, they're starting to get to that level now, too, where it's just like you almost cannot even see the victory for the other squad. They've been challenged many times in best of fives, but that's just happening less often than ever. This map is no exception. Kind of just walked into their final few rounds and make it an 8-4 game.
Banking on the abilities. flamez will be tagged low. Apex's Berettas recover from the flashbang, but he's still only able to get one. It's fast E-box control coming through for Vitality. Headshots coming through for NAVI, and that could be key. ZywOo, again, to test the limits of this smoke. But as he dives into the cover, they don't know that ropz is here with him.
He hasn't actually made any noise, so they'll drop their guard for a second. Surely this won't matter, though, right?
Bomb is extended down lane. ropz comes back for it. Now they know the last position of Vitality. Oh, they take their steps at him, so NAVI have found a little room to work with. A pistol could bode real well.
Yeah, that made it a touch scary. Hope alive here for NAVI. They're trying to keep the candle burning right now. We'll have a moment of reprieve there. Oh, no, actually, there will be a buyback.
Vitality just want to lay that pressure on thick, so triple MP9 in.
And this is a map where, 3MP nuns on CT side, they can all be useful. Funnily enough, ropz is just on the 5-7.
Smoke in front of him right there on the limit. Oh,
and he gets
okay,
the
of
kill.
course.
Makaze goes down
No
through
way.
the smoke.
Makaze invites that with the smallest burst off that MAC-10.
Gave him a clue as to where he was, and now it's a 5v4. And they had no plans to do anything. They were just putting out feelers. They were spreading the map, a little bit of utility here and there. They were faking a bit of an A exec to draw out that response, and another headshot.
60 damage.
Another headshot with an MP9.
Apex puts the smoke down in front of it as well, so.
I mean, the attack's going to come in. It actually won't be that bad. That's a good-looking nade, it feels like. Another, a lot of damage here.
Apex is low and Wonderful finishes him off. Flamesy's been afforded the drop down into Canals. Tries to pressure the flank, and it's a forced team kill. 5-7 opened up to try to get another, but that is Alexi to survive it.
Now look at the damage that Apex did. They're all really low.
And look who's left. ZywOo and ropz. ZywOo on the brink of it, swings in, catches Wonderful off. ropz is gonna go down to the headshot. Good on E-Man to at least force ZywOo to have to do it all, but it's as clean as you could ask.
No way.
Again and again, this guy. Unstoppable. It's just unfathomable sometimes how Vitality feel undying. And so leave it to ZywOo to keep it clean. A triple kill to take the momentum right out of Navi's hands.
How many clutches does he have alone?
Third 1vx win for Vitality on this second map. First one to ZywOo.
Oh, just carefully using that ammo and running out once again. Prescience with that burst control.
You can feel him, man, like a shark circling. When he's allowed to get close to those bomb sites like that.
He had already had an inventory of where the peaks were going to come from and when and how he was going to fight.
In order to defeat ZywOo, it feels like you have to deny him information. The problem is he's the kind of person who just has a brain for the game that lets him piece together info faster and more clearly than anybody else.
They're coming for this.
Apex's M4 could have just tear through this attempt from Navi. It's a desperate act to try to catch a B bomb site off guard. Far too prepared. Our Vitality for that one. 10-5 secured as this CT side sucks the life out of Navi.
Yeah. Step right on that trapwire. Smoke comes down, instant spray down. Every CT is there ready to fight. Birthday. Hopefully you're a Vitality fan.
Yeah. If you're cheering for Navi, it's about time to use that wish. So off the tack pause, we see the buy here for Navi. It's definitely got something to stand on, but it's just scary when the T side's got to come in with nothing but Galils. Not one AK on the field for Navi. Trailing by 5, and Vitality starting to sense victory here on Anubis as well.
You know, we're easily convinced when we're casting these games. We're looking for any reason.
Right?
Navi, give us any reason.
Give me anything.
Anything. We'll gas you up. We'll gas you up quick.
Still thinking about that ropz 5-7 kill. Just the way ropz is so good on the millimeters. You know, he stands on the absolute edge to avoid any spam and then pounces on a chance to just rattle off 4-5-7 bullets and of course knows the just perfect lineup. ropz knows. That's his essence. He just knows. And while Flamesy, forced to face Alexi, goes down with nothing, ZywOo's recovery is only in the form of one frag. It's a man advantage for Navi. But a man advantage is something that they have known most of this game, and yet still Vitality rack up round wins.
They're trying to get Apex to actually leave the site. And Mezzi is going over to help A now. Surely Apex doesn't get away with this.
Uh-oh.
He freaks out and drops his grenade and his gun.
Better pick that back up, and he does. Gives himself a flash to work with, commits to the spray down. Would have wanted more damage for that. His body's lined up into the crosshair, but...
Getting one kill even opens them up. This is a team that is teaming over with confidence.
We saw what happened when ZywOo was allowed to get close to the bomb site. Well, what about now with Mezzi inching ever closer? Problem for Mezzi is ropz is still so far removed, and it looks like Vitality, for a second, we're gonna wave the white flag.
They are trying to get some info back, and Vitality are playing this in an interesting way. They peeled back and came in some fights again.
Wonderful's position's known. He's stuck up against the wall. Half health versus Mezzi, and he falters.
That is incredible. Mezzi pulling back to hide because NAVI were looking for one of those choke points to fight into. Knew exactly how they'd approach that post plan. A 2-on-3, they made feel even numbers off the back of that bait.
Even in moments when it feels like Vitality have been convinced to concede, they test it and pull that off.
That was just straight brains. Look at this, that one peek he drew out by falling back. We're halfway through the bomb.
And the 10 health here makes that difference. 56 HP on Mezzi, 45 for Wonderful as he goes into that last duel.
That was tailor-made for NAVI.
The hopes of NAVI on Anubis are going up in smoke. And Vitality getting more and more confident as they test the extremities of the map this round. A double up between ropz and flamez over towards A, with Apex already securing a strong position. And if he can catch Ime off with this clear, that'd be one thing. But Ime's got a chance to fight back, and that nade's gonna take it from him. No, it sails beyond. Apex here to finish off what he starts. 5v4 Vitality.
He wants to get rid of the problem. This peek's coming. Oh,
Nice.
It's coming hard. Makaze takes him out instantly.
Looking to roll with momentum off of that one. Looking to take this test into Temple. Mezzi's turned back, and he's been rock solid on Anubis, but made awkward by the 3 players flooding into this B site from the back of it.
Yeah, they know Apex is over here. Oh, but it doesn't matter. He still gets some more damage.
Find a headshot onto Alexi. That's a good way to keep the numbers lower. Why is there an MP5?
That's a great question. As far as I'm concerned, a 2v3 retake is still on. We just saw them win one. ropz coming to watch this, and the MP9 gets traded. MP5, excuse me.
It's one of the two.
Rare gun to see.
M4 up for flamez, considering that they, yeah, I was gonna say, looked at the save last round. Not surprised to see them walk away with it. Giving you another reason to believe our NAVI, and layers on this one. First time we've really seen such a number-strong move through Temple like that, and it's a perfect counter to Apex pushing off of the B side at the start of the round, going for that Ime duel.
To be honest, ZywOo's had a great map, but it's not his op. He's actually missed a vast majority of his op shots. That's just not really online right now. Still got a great score line. Had 1 or 2 rounds where he's put together the kills. Had that off collat, obviously, on the B defense, but a couple of rounds where just nothing's really happening.
It's gonna have to be a brawl by NAVI. They've gotten through the economy of Vitality. It's all on the line in round 18. He said he's missed shots, but it'll be posted in a prime position.
Yeah, this is one of his better positions, that's for sure.
3K from it already. It's lean into the A site for the time being, but this is a very stoic-looking NAVI taking their sweet time to go for mid-control once more. Bomb still obviously back towards spawn, and so an interruptive flashbang offered up by flamez, and with it, clean execution of Makaze.
It looked like he went too wide for that. Makaze takes a bullet between the eyes. It's just a gun upgrade, though. They can kind of afford a death like that. It was Alexi on a Tech 9 just before.
Problem is, the jackknife of NAVI's down, with Makaze dead, 4v5 in front of them, and 45 seconds to the clock. The pressure is starting to mount now on NAVI. Mezzi operating mostly on his own, has Apex to call over. More utility arrives on the bomb site at 30 seconds. And so if Navi already didn't feel the squeeze, it is only starting to feel more and more real. Apex with a good position into the platform, given a gift as Emet tests the waters of the smoke push. Good couple of kills, even better there by Alexi.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Looked like Flamesy was trying to play off the element of surprise, but with Flamesy going down, with Alexi catching that flank, when he does, that is Navi with more runway to play with here on Anubis.
That's the big one, right? You got to say it was impressive that they held so much utility to defend against that exec. Had them running through the smoke, but they took out Mezzi before Apex could get his first kill. So even though they had the players in spots, they had time on their side, they had all the smokes down, they kind of needed one more kill to really keep the control of the bomb site in their favor. So it's very solid here for Navi.
Especially with what was starting to add all that additional pressure, right? The clock is against you, the nades are against you. You're banking on a blind push through smoke from long.
Troublesome part about this round is if they want to gamble on something fast, they know that ZywOo saved an op, so they don't know where he's going to start with it. Makes it tricky to just put away an anti-eco. We've already seen them lose a round like this straight out as well on the second round of this half.
And that obviously not knowing what exactly Vitality decide to add around it. As we can see, there is that rifle in the hands of ropz as well. Blade's last timeout.
Damn. Let's see what he leaves him with, because we've seen a varied game plan. I think options are open. They feel comfortable in their tempo at taking their site control. They did that against pretty staggering odds, I feel like. I think Vitality, if you asked them right before that exec happened, they felt they were going to win. So confidence builder for Navi. Now it's just a question of how many times can they do it.
Flash set up for it, but wonderful. Huge. Nicely done.
That's key. I mean, they even had Bit ready to jump on it too. It could have been ropz going into that, more of a 50-50.
Thing is, it's still not the Opera, right? That's that looming threat that still exists out on the field.
I do wonder if it's in the back of their mind, though, if they didn't see the op on that push, ready to trade off of ropz, if he's going to be sitting here in E-box. We'll see how carefully they come at this.
Silver lining for Navi is that there wasn't this follow-up extension from Vitality to try and go and get ropz's gun back, so at least you've dealt with the M4. But that op, here it is, waiting to activate, and it won't
they just
miss
walk
its
into
first
it.
chance.
He gets spotted, actually. Mezzi's got this information, but I'm not sure if that goes two ways. He's not a real threat right now, but he is holding his spot.
Oh, good dink.
Yeah.
That's at least damage for Bit to have to stomach, but he returns the favor with the kill. P250 scrambling in here. That ZywOo op, what more can it truly offer?
This would be their greatest feat if this op could somehow have impact in this retake.
Bit tries to push forward. The pistols serve up the distraction, and Navi are not going to fall victim to your shenanigans. One op, not enough.
Very well done. They did have to sacrifice an AK to scout him with Makaze walking into E-box. But because they did the two-man lurk at the same time, they always had an option.
Starting to feel real here, brick by brick. Navi close that distance. They take their sweet time with this one, but timidness looks good when you don't know with certainty what ZywOo's gotten off to, and that flurry of kills really just locks things in. It's rifles back for Vitality instantly, an AUG on ropz, and no op for ZywOo at the same time.
So an AUG and no kits. This is a fun choice.
Starting to force Vitality's hand, starting to make them work with less. But on top of that, we do get this additional piece inside of the site already. And look at this open runway. We saw what happened when Temple got challenged last time with multiple bodies. Mezzi, though, given a clean duel and a chance to disengage, he goes back in on his terms. And Makaze will collect that frag. Look how vacant that B bomb site is. Navi's T side has shown us variation.
It's kind of a quick flank. They have to kind of stay back and watch this. Apex is talking, so yeah, he's going to get caught off.
Worried that somebody would have been postured on top of the stairs. Now it's Flamesy's responsibility to come back and take it.
Wow, that's really impressive for Navi.
They have layers on this attack. And they are showing us why they chose Anubis first in this best of 5. And with all the investment that Vitality come in with on this round, a save is much needed.
I think Blade will watch this round with pride in his IGL. That's a great call, and they just kind of walk into the victory as well, which is the best feeling ever.
This is a Blade who's out of timeouts too, so barring Xtaz offering another one over, it's all in Alexi's hands from here on out.
And it'd be a hard sell for Xtaz. While they're still in the winning spot, they're on CT side. They're still technically in the driver's seat.
Their 4th round win in a row on the attack. If it wasn't for that force buy at the start of this T side, out of the Vitality who converted for 3.
I wonder if this is the moment where Vitality start responding to mid, and then if Navi are going to make it a commitment to A or B out of spawn on a set play.
This is Mezzi signing back up for a duel, but they were so ready for the layer up. And Apex caught trying to clear it. So very good timing off of Imez re-aggression, and so he does do it. Xtaz instantly with the timeout means Blade's got a little more time to fine-tune.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And they're doing this without a full buy coming in. Looks like they need to do a little bit of math. Maximize their advantages. Obviously, that AUG went unnoticed for that entire round. Can Navi really do it?
Within striking distance.
One more good idea. Getting every kill if they win.
He's gotten around. Oh. Flamesy trying to tiptoe his way into the flank. Now Apex is going to get blindsided, just walking up into the bomb site. 5-7 activates, also goes down with nothing. Now it's not even a contest.
Now they've kept their money afloat, so Vitality are going to give this round an effort, but the fact is they got nothing out of it so far. They already want to try to save these guns, but look who's waiting for ZywOo.
Ooh, not even ZywOo walking away with a kill now. And Flamesy is flailing at the bottom of the scoreboard here for Vitality, unfortunately. 9 kills to his name, could have been the first one to get active, loses the duel to Alexi, and even had that push around the Flames. The only thing left is the AUG.
This still hasn't shot a bullet since it's been purchased.
Navi rolled out of bed today knowing that this was going to have to be a grind, that most teams simply collapse in the face of Vitality.
In their head-to-head, they always lose, but they always get closer. The last 2 maps they played back at the major, 13-11s.
And those were 13-11s that featured a Makaze that wasn't quite in this kind of form.
Yeah, but it was Wonderful who was in superstar form. And he's not playing at his Budapest level. At least not yet.
This round just features the collection of kills across the Navi side. ZywOo back in with the purchase. Round 22. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, we're going up high.
Okay.
All right, are we gonna get it?
Okay.
Sky high, baby.
Wonderful, not even aware that he's sitting in ZywOo's scope.
That's the tactic they didn't want to have to use at all.
Rip that out in round 22. That's how much Navi have tested the limits here of Vitality.
And we get an instant transmission over to the other side of the map from ZywOo.
Kicks it off with the triple boost, now waiting for that long play, but as he sits there waiting, it doesn't come his way. Apex a single trade, man advantage for the Navi squad. Deep smoke, Flamesy, he's gonna try to pop that to regain vision, and they pause on the cross for now.
Yeah, and they know that bomb wants to cross, but that smoke's in an awkward spot. They can't cross it.
Flamesy catches the headshot as the smoke grenade goes too deep. This is not the time for Navi to start making mistakes.
Yeah, it's a massive mistake, and ropz, they don't know about it, but he drops his smoke out.
Trying to give himself space to work out with the AUG to test the limits here. And catching a glimpse of Bit on the fallback. Frag grenade finds him down to half health. Flamesy's retake is the recovery. Flamesy makes the difference. Vitality take 12, but that round indicative of how deep they have to dig.
It's incredible that they're winning the rounds on CT side off the retakes of all situations. And that opening kill, that's ingenuity to make sure they have an advantage to kick things off. They were struggling in these early rounds before this. ZywOo gets a free one over on Wonderful.
A mistake.
And they messed up on this smoke. They messed up bad. If they had not thrown it so deep, they would have had more cover to cross. Too big of an opening to give to Vitality.
But it's been so good from Navi that they are still right there.
And they still have plenty as well. Whoa. Almost, triangulating that position. Be careful.
So Navi pushing all the right buttons. Forcing ZywOo to try to step it up a notch. Sitting in middle as Alexi starts to take the responsibility into his hands. ZywOo welcomes this challenge, invites you towards him, but he misses. And as he goes back into it, they'll survive the challenge. It's a double up inside of middle for Vitality that comes up empty.
What you gonna do with this AUG?
Adamant about using the AUG, snaps it over. Aim lock-esque for the first one, and with that, the tempo totally changes. Imes got the walkout on the other side of the map, but the bomb is still in the middle of it all.
That was their only breach on the site. Now they move over to the other side of the map. Ima's got a lead.
Navi joins up, and that is going to be the bomb escorted in, but yet again with silence. Vitality get to the brink of the retake already, and it will catch Wonderful off. It's a man advantage for Vitality to try to close this game. Extend it, because ropz strikes with precision and perfection. That AUG mowing down the attempt over towards the A site. What are you made of, Ime?
They're doing it again. Trying to bait him into a push.
And they've decided to attack this from all three directions. It's a huge wraparound. And it's a huge moment where Vitality are pushed to their limits, where they are forced to pull out tricks, and yet still the same result. This is a Vitality that stands up to your tests, and in this case takes the 2-0 lead in our grand finals.
Even though it gets close and it's impressive walk back here, they still hit their power level. They still had a little bit more to offer. It comes in the way of a tactic, and it comes in the way of
Dust2 has in store for us. So if you showed up today hoping for a competitive game, well, it's got to be here on Dust2 that things start to turn back. It's got to be here, Rotterdam, that you truly start to believe. Because Navi have their hands full, as do every competitor that steps into the server versus Vitality. This is what greatness looks like.
When it's all over one day, you can look back and celebrate the moments. When you're in it, it feels hopeless. But when that win finally comes for that other team, that strong victory versus Prime Vitality, whenever that happens, it's obviously going to be incredibly special. We had 2 reverse sweeps. Unfortunately, one of them was versus Navi. As Furia at Thunderpick at the end of last year. And the other was Donk versus Jame a couple of years back, all in recent history. But this would be the greatest of them all. Navi could pull their greatest feat. And to do it on Dust2, man, you look back at their record, they haven't even had to be tested on this map. Look, they're just gonna have a free open A site. That's how good they are at Dust2 right now. They can basically do no wrong. And if you look back at every single match, there's a new top fragger. The last map that they played, the lowest rated player had a 1.33 rating. What do we even talk? How's there enough to go around?
Here, man? Yeah, wins the game. ropz!
Oh, that's Mr. Robot, baby.
Just like that, quad kill ropz. Yet again, another moment where Vitality reminds you just how deep the talent goes.
Yeah, and the star of the show so far in this grand finals It's the man on your screen.
And one by one, they trickle into him. His pop-up, undenied. First two have a chance to trade. Bit and Alexi never even get a chance to shoot back. ropz as clean as can be.
That damn smile.
Oh, God. Oh,
Ah!
dude. Is it done?
What the?
Are we over?
Oh!
Are we done here, Mohawk?
That was more vertical than it was lateral. How is he so fast? They've just been waiting to play Dust2.
That's the thing.
No one wants to play it again.
No, and they give us reasons why. I do not envy any human being that's got to roll out of bed and sign up for a game of Counter-Strike versus Vitality. ropz is such a sick reminder of just how deep Vitality's talent goes, just how constant their ability to dominate is, and just how hungry they remain. Easy pistol conversion. A temperature check. Do we still have Vitality believers in the house?
Hopefully a few. That'd be an easy one.
The 3-0 Mo. The sweep that nobody saw coming.
The wind has to be completely out of their cells at this point.
Man. Every round is just going to be a chance for ZywOo to flex his might. Quiet on the approach. Damn near got both there with that pinch from Apex and the lower tunnels, but instead they'll try to fly through the smoke. Bit just looking to get crazy, trying to drag him in the mud, but Vitality too prepared and obviously still too well equipped.
Some way Dust2 was kind of perfect to show off everything that they're good at, that they can keep up individually with any team, and then they can also be the best team. They can rotate mid-round, use their lurks the best, and just take full advantage of everything that has to be offered. Feels probably like there's infinite time on the clock here on T side, the way they can roam around so quickly. And here's some more lurks coming into play. Mid-control still theirs. The final kill is inevitable.
I had a lot of belief in NAVI today to at least be able to survive the tests that Vitality throw their way. I don't know if I expected ropz to kind of be such a difference maker at times, just because the duel between ZywOo and flamez had my attention.
Yeah, like this is a race between ZywOo and flamez for MVP, and like ropz, not there yet, but has incredibly quickly boosted his stats just in this grand finals performance alone.
How dominant does a team have to be where the closest competition just ends up being which of the players gets the MVP? Line up for the doors. Still a long way from victory.
ZywOo said his teammates can get MVPs when he turns 30, maybe.
All right. The humble king. Fire spreads to Emet. Calls on his teammate to save him.
Not really actively trying to get him out. Won't really matter, though. Well, actually, it might. They're still worried about long. This play's coming to B. Ooh, it's got a meal on his hands.
Quick
There's
pounce.
the exact right ahead of it.
And the MAC-10's ahead. Yeah, so Bit may have been able to peel ropz off the commitment.
No Molly in the window just yet.
So Makaze still with a bit of space to play off of.
There it is. Oh,
Goes
and it
too
missed.
far.
They got another one if they want.
Makaze's got a real chance, and Wonderful collects the Mezzi frag at the same time. That's what they needed. A mistake made by Vitality may be a rare treat to try to chomp down on. You've still got ZywOo in the middle of all this, and flamez, well, he's planted the bomb already. Wonderful's no scope, and sure enough. So go ahead, seize the opportunities when they're presented to you, and that missed Molotov on the windowsill is a perfect chance for NAVI to still try to get into this grand finals.
That's kind of the only way to get that thing started, so nicely done. Makaze waiting for his chance. Going 1 for 1 on entries like that, you think there's no way. And Wonderful caught that kill at the top of mid too. Total reaction here.
Just a bug on the windshield.
Couple of no-scopes in this series for Wonderful. On top of the map streak, most of the wins are just single-digit losses for their opponents. Like, of all the close maps that we've seen in recent times from some of Vitality's competition.
Red. I respect Navi for trying to take a round in their terms, but now you've got Makaze stranded. He's been afforded space to leave at least. Problem is you fall back fully. That's going to be Vitality to leak into the mid control. So Makaze tries to throw the nade out, just puff his chest a bit before departing, and Vitality are in no rush to squeeze victory out of Dust2. Oppers aren't going to meet here in this round. Not yet. 4v5 demanded of a Navi.
It's going to put considerable pressure on A. I mean, they could play in these positions for sort of as long as they'd like. Smoke's coming to the corner. Flash elicits a shot. He could have held out for a little longer. The pace is kind of perfect here for Vitality. Still lots of time to split. And ZywOo controlling rotations in mid. Doesn't take his peek early. Just in time. Makaze coming back to see if he can refrag this. And ropz is just running into the B site. And the bomb is actually going to make its way over as well.
Sure it is. Vitality know that they offered that window opening last round that cost them. This time ropz is going to take control of it himself. Masterfully outmaneuvering Navi here in round 5. Alexi's still going to give them something to think about, but by the time ropz is dead, it's already the bomb site taken over. And look at Apex. Just the insurance policy that Navi don't know about. Keep your gun out, brother.
Doesn't know how close they are just.
Yeah, he'll
yeah.
shoot him down. Apex makes sure there's nothing for Navi to be proud of in this one.
It's beautiful, CS. It is. I mean, they could have taken long in that spot, but they just knew that B site would be open after ZywOo saw and heard 2 crossing and killed the second. They knew it was a full commitment over towards A. They know because there was still a good chance that Vitality could have won on A, but that was actually the way of least resistance. And that was also the best way to punish the exits. That's having your cake and eating it too on display for Vitality. It just does not get better than this. Vitality continue to show us the ceiling of CS2. The game that in MR12 everyone doubted that anyone could be this consistent. Vitality prove it's a you problem.
In these slower starts to the rounds as well, you can see Navi just trying to fumble around, try to catch an opening. Vitality have been so tidy in minimizing moments for their opponents. Oof. Wonderful given a chance.
No tag.
As ZywOo drops down with the bigger of the scoped guns, and then he's on the hunt. Now that smoke's faded, ZywOo can take these angles, try to find the first domino to fall. But it's not the kind of buy that Navi can really test the waters with. So
they came in clear tunnels. I mean, they came and took a look. And I think around the 50-second mark, they're expecting to see Vitality just go for the exec. Now they're going back for the reclear in mid, but here's a little gap again for Bit where he could be solo. Makaze looks to help him out. These two have shown some great chemistry on the B side of Dust2.
MP9's a good track. Makaze's 5-7 into the upgrade. Oof, doesn't even get a chance to fire. ropz is quick with it. Op gets out in ZywOo's hands, and Apex covered by both his other teammates. No challenge offered up here by Navi. They're just waiting for Alexi to maybe get into position towards the tunnels. This is a no-kit retake either for Navi, and a scout on Wonderful.
Yeah. They've got no nades to take this over, and the T's don't have any moments where they're going to pull out utility either, so.
Nades trickle out.
Try to get all these kills, maybe get some upgrades.
What a sad reality it is for Vitality's opposition when you have to just so constantly play for these little wins, just to try to keep 1 foot in the door. An upgrade for Alexi. Ime gets punished trying to go for the chase, so sure, Navi effective in racking up the costs. They'll lose Alexi in the end, but that's Wonderful to grab the upgrade. It's an AK-47 for the next round. No, excuse me, ZywOo's op. That's excellent at least for Navi. a slim silver lining in the face of the 5-1 start.
They almost throw the molly a little bit too soon for the exec because it doesn't even give you a chance to fall off, where they wouldn't have had to clear it otherwise. Otherwise, that would have been a great idea. Still, trades come down, plant goes down, wind comes in. NAVI drop a few guns, take their first tack timeout of the map. But this is already looking all too familiar from previous Vitality Dust2 victories. They are flying towards this finish.
How lucky you are to not be dead just by jumping door. A genuine chance at a 5v5 for NAVI this round. With guns and grenades, but still no early test for Vitality creeping through middle control. And doing it pretty quick. flamez already on the brink of catwalk, flashed in to just make sure, yeah, nobody's here. Nobody at all for NAVI to try to stop flamez's early approach. A piece of utility to try to deter him. But he's brought friends with him. His numbers strong for Vitality on the catwalk. That a wonderful op is unfortunately stuck down beneath the ledge. It's going to be awkward shots from him, and he just gets caught off guard, so he doesn't even get a bullet off.
Yeah, they can't even arrange themselves right now.
They're already extending outwards. It's Alexi B who's got to also be concerned about long, and so he's got a lot on his plate, but he still steps up with the first frag. That's flamez dead at least. ZywOo finds the leg shot. Alexi's now gone down, and ropz' activation over towards long is worth 2 frags in the middle of all of that.
Everyone's just dying in the smokes.
Damage is done. Apex and mezii low, but unfortunately it just feels like NAVI get outmaneuvered, outpositioned, and out-timed by a Vitality that didn't waste their moment. ZywOo's here to collect the last one. Majority alive for Vitality again. 6-1 on Dust2's T side.
Yeah, just clocking in and clocking out, and that's the first time they've gone for that. Cat exec at that timing. NAVI a little bit flustered by it. They still come away with the first kill, but then the trade instantly from ropz on his flurk. He knows exactly how to speed it up. You can never accuse him of being too slow these days. He knows exactly when he's needed.
Scary sight to see NAVI kind of awkwardly in that moment. Feels like they don't have a good sense of what exactly could be coming at them.
Oh, that's a gun spotted. He switched, wonderful. He just got caught off guard by the op going over top of his shoulder, and they just immediately execute him. That's it. That was the smallest bit of information for a huge impact, and now they're sitting on the op.
The only thing they had to work with as well. Pistols up for the rest. Trying to hold the CT cross. But far too easy for Apex to just flex the gun advantage. Utility is going to burn Alexi into activation. He's only going to be able to get himself one, and it's another quick cleanup. This is Vitality not wasting anybody's time as they sprint to the finish line on Dust2. And this is the scary thing about Dust2, right? Not having to even use it to get to this point in the event. They pull it out, and look how dominant it is. This is supposed to be the second best team in the world.
I know. I mean, well, Vitality played against Aurora, who were also looking very strong prior to that match. They beat them in under 2 hours on stage. Breaks included, analyst desk, everything like that. It's one of the fastest, most efficient games that we've seen, and now a best-of-5 final to compete with that versus an even stronger team. Make no mistake, Anubis was close, but it just simply is another map that Vitality win. You can really try to contextualize all their victories and talk about how close it is, but none of that matters in the face of a totally unbeaten team at an event. The score being 7-1. We've got the buy up in here for both sides.
We're just looking for a sign of fight out of NAVI at this point. A shred of success could be enough to believe in, but it's an intense squeeze being put forth by Vitality. It's an Ime on 0 kills. It's a NAVI that haven't been able to find a comfortable bit of map control. They've attempted to weaponize Wonderful, but outpositioned, outmaneuvered, outperformed.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Flames eats a little bit back through mid-smoke.
Navi's utility low, and again, this chance at a duel towards the B site. It's been brewing.
Ima's chance to get some impact. He's
somebody,
gonna
somewhere.
be needed to stop this split. He's pushing out.
And he's got his. Flamesy on the smoke, the first to go down. A 4v5 recovery set up for Vitality, but Bit's also gotten another. And so as Ime doubles down, there we go. That's what we're looking for, a shred of success. But a convincing one in this round with 5 players still up. Is that enough for NAVI to start to believe? Because if they don't believe, then nobody else in this room will either.
A great round's a great round, and the half is not over. And they keep wanting to test this B site. And normally, again, NAVI are really comfortable in here between Bit and Makaze. Here they actually display it. Makaze wins that long-range duel to Apex, right in the middle of trying to call this round together. He's very good at those mid-spams.
Back-to-back man advantages for NAVI. Wrestling with the thought of total defeat in this best of 5, and yet trying to just put that into the back of your minds to focus in on these rounds one by one. What could have been even more success is instead a chance for Flamesy to depart. But as the Opera leans back, you do still see Ime trying to press into this cap play.
They still want it to be B, and they've got actually mid-control now. The CTs are going to freak out a little bit here.
Ima's gone through the cat smoke, CT smoke, and then he pushes through it. He wants to attack this mid play from the flank, and he will indeed.
Oh, he kills his teammate.
He kills Alexi pushing the CT spawn. All's good though still for Ime. Everybody else picks up the slack. ZywOo missed shot, and a wonderful cover is enough to get it over the line. So NAVI do have a lifeline here. Made awkward with the wall bang and whatnot, but everybody for NAVI is going to have to step up to the plate if they have any hope of making this third map competitive, and at least in this last round, we see that.
We had a very emphatic Apex who was calling just as that round ended, a little bit frustrated how the B-split went instantly into dying right here. Was probably a little tilted after that. And they do make it back-to-back rounds.
And it's a more confident move out of Ime, but it's no longer the 5v4 that NAVI were tapping into. Those last couple of rounds had to get pushed over the line. Props to secure them, but now up against the man disadvantage yet again, and ZywOo over top of the mid-smoke still not satisfied with just one kill.
I saw one key rotation. They just killed one. Unless they thought it's a 3B stack, why wouldn't they just go B again? NAVI they're gambling hard here. They want to leave Bit alone. He's been great, but he's going to have no flash support. Off to play with. If they walk into his first kill, he'll have time to delay. But right now, this is just a full read that it's going to be an A play, and they couldn't be more wrong.
That's what they're looking for.
It has to be Bit.
On the off, and he's delivered. Second kill's good. Third one a little too tense. Fire flushes him out into the open.
They've been surprisingly good on these retakes. I don't know if it's going to be possible here, but they have the util.
All the nades you could possibly ask for.
They have the kits.
Miss smoke. Oh. It's the only smoke they had to play with. Makaze just gonna look for the duel through the window. Frag goes beyond him. Back plat peaks good for Flamesy. Apex to the headshot.
Great tethering.
Can't be making mistakes in what is already a difficult retake, and Alexi was never added over towards the tunnel's control, so a late attempt in through the window could still be his. He'll catch them off guard, but ZywOo reacts fast enough to keep majority alive, and Vitality thriving with a 5-round lead.
And from the 3v5 after Bits gets his 2 kills, he does an excellent job to do that. But at the end of the day, when that info was gathered by ZywOo, he got the first kill and then heard 2 players running the mid, 1 rotating over. Even though he missed the shot, he knew there was no cross back. Wow, nice adjustment from ZywOo too. Never seen Dust2 like this before.
Feels to me like Vitality are just the right amount of passiveness in a lot of these setups. Just dodging threats, dodging nades. Wonderful scope, will not be taken off the angle, so he's able to collect another 5v4. And man advantage has looked good for Na'Vi in the few rounds that they have been able to win. Alexi in the corner is going to go down empty-handed, so Flamesy's recovery is already well underway, but look at the health here for Vitality. It's a tough place for them to be in.
Caught off, and they don't know about ropz.
Oh God, he's got an easy sitting duck in Mikaze.
Surely not another.
Sniffs out the second duel, and he's got util to give himself an edge here. He's just going to try to keep himself alive so that the other 3 can fixate in on what is the one defender on that A site. ropz is stuck.
Come on.
A nuisance draws them into him, and it is a damning stat line, 9-3 on the half. Vitality, masters of Dust2.
Some of the trophies are heavy.
You never know.
That's a good one, yeah.
This one's gotta be Nico when we beat him.
Nico. That's a good one, yeah. I'll double down on that one.
Donk will get crazy, Nico smash the table, Jimmy fuck up the keyboard.
It doesn't say punching a teammate.
To smash something, that's a different story. But to break, I think it's pretty unlikely.
You know what, I'm gonna say yes. I think they're gonna show up this tournament.
I think it's possible, actually. I would say they will not make it.
I give them playoffs though.
There's a possibility for everything. There's a possibility for Liquid to make it to finals, right? But this is more on the unlikely side.
No chance.
0 chance.
Maybe 1% for gamblers. I feel like that hasn't happened in so long. The only thing I remember is the Vice when he it almost fell.
Some of the trophies are heavy.
You know, Donk's like a little excited. Tries to like raise like a trophy, it's a little too heavy for him.
Could be, could be.
Nah, I don't think it will happen, but if we are winning and I put money, maybe it might happen. But first we need to win, it's higher risk, you know?
I'm gonna have to put us to make it to playoffs from the qualifying.
Yeah, we gotta say yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's not an easy tournament to make it to playoffs.
Like NAP has the potential, the 9Z team climbing up the ranks has potential.
Yeah.
Maybe NAP.
They're gonna do the good old strategy of losing before playoffs so that they can win in playoffs.
Furia, I don't know why, I just have a feeling.
Yeah.
Free money for us.
We're making big banks.
If you go into OT,
Yeah.
someone could be near 30 kills for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of players that could do that. You're one of
I
them.
mean, I'm just...
What's so funny about that? Obviously, yes. Donk.
Maybe, or ZywOo.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone will get over it. It will be him. That's definitely possible.
Yeah.
I think that happens pretty often. That's a big possibility.
It will probably happen to us. we are living like 9-3 on Dust2, you know?
Yeah.
And then we go this side.
Yeah. It has happened to us and we also done it.
Oh, I hope so. I love when Grand Finals go to 5 maps. I'm gonna say yes just because I want it to happen.
For me, it's like a 50-50.
3-1 for someone, I call it now.
3-0.
3-0. We are in the 0 on the 3.
You never know.
We'll see on the first map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we make our own predictions? What if someone does a shoey in the crowd?
Someone goes for a knife kill but ends up getting shot. There will be a Ninja Defuse in the playoffs.
Ninja Defuse in the playoffs.
I think that's a good
I think that's a good one. I would put my money on this one.
Me too.
My friend, it's not looking good for Navi right now.
Not good, but I support Navi.
If you have any hope of them coming back in the second half, how are they going to do it? What do they need to do?
I don't know.
Him should play better, but I know that they can win.
Can Navi still win this?
Of course.
Of course, this will come back. Full faith all the way to the end?
What?
Full faith all the way to the end?
Yes.
100% guarantee?
Yes.
Let's go!
Let's go, Navi! Win!
Is it over?
It's over.
Mere steps from the finish line now rest Vitality. Navi knew that today would be a challenge, but it's a whole different beast to step into the server versus this Vitality. And Vitality did not disappoint. They did not stutter. They did not stumble. They have hit the ground running and not given Navi any space in this best of 5.
They show us that they can go forever, and that's got to be a terrifying sight for every other team. Imagine what it feels like for Navi. Their chance when they're fresh off a win, in their best form, trying their hardest and can't pick up the maps that have already passed. Now they've got Dust2, the hardest challenge of all. Nobody takes out Vitality on this map, and they've already started 9-3 down.
Wealth of util for Apex as this kitless CT round for Vitality wants to deny a bomb plant. And with the form that they are in, feels like just getting to the site is a small victory for Navi. They will group themselves up in the face of what is this triple, quadruple cat stack. And luckily for them, Bit will strike first, rolling forward off the momentum that comes with the entry. It is Makaze to clip 2. And a fast move by Mezzi back through the spawn of which he came. Vitality, they pushed, and Navi answer.
See some good pistoling moments. Always got to be more concerned about the next round. I don't even know if they could celebrate the pistol win anymore, because it can just get stolen away. But it is a good start. The bulldozer of Makaze comes through with those headshots. This is just for fun, by the way.
Yeah, every day is fun if you're Vitality. The hard work's been done, the preparation secured. It's all about just staying so clearly above the rest of the pack. And that is something that nobody can deny Vitality. They are leaps and bounds better than everybody else.
Timing is off for 1 second because they were both flashing. Then it was anti for the guys who were defending. And so it's perfect trades. And Mezzi actually uses those 2 kills to get himself a scout. Let's see if that has impact.
Wouldn't be the first time a force buy for Vitality works. And that's why Navi have to tiptoe their way into each and every round with real caution, real hesitation, but not so much hesitation that Vitality's confidence will cost them the round. Careful.
Yeah, they know a buy's coming up.
Can hear that utility popping.
Straight up just 1 SMG here for Navi. They're trying to guarantee this victory. The Falma starts to breach the ledge. It's about Alexi. Can he hold his nerve right here? They want to make this a B move, man. I don't know. Wouldn't mind them coming this direction if it was Vitality, that's for sure.
What's Mezzi's scout made of?
That's a tag. Again.
Bit of damage to start.
Those 2 pistol kills brought him the scout.
A fresh smoke grenade towards the tunnels as well. That's going to be great for ropz to try to play off of. And Bit. Okay, hold on, no. Apex's 5-7 pops up.
How are they going to dislodge him?
ropz dies, they find the second one, and still the scout sits back on plat. Mezzi set up the pistols, and damn near gets it over. You've got ZywOo in a 1v2 with a Famas that is roaring to get into this bomb site. Smoke pops in front of him. He's going to push through on his terms, on his timing, and with one backside, of course it is ZywOo to find it. Of course it is Vitality to suck the life out of the room to deny Navi momentum again at the start of a critical half.
That's his at least 3rd 1v2 in this series. We're 3 maps in. That's immaculate. Famas recoil control. totally fearless. The stack is perfect. The 2 kills Mezzi gets him a scout, which gets him damage and a kill.
You know, ropz going down by the tunnels, but it's that third layer into Apex who just popped up at the pristine moment.
Feels like
5-7's a great gun, but even better with a back of the head turn to you.
Feels like they're more likely to deny conversion than convert it themselves at this point. It's got to be all the most disheartening where it's just deflating, confusing, annoying. And they even bought all those Galils. Like, they really didn't come in with SMGs and try to make the most of a round that has to be a part of a comeback and build up that economy. No, they played to win, increase their odds right there and then, and sacrificed the kill rewards for it. Still couldn't win.
Still, Mezzi looking emphatic on the side of that smoke. Again, it's going to be the car pop-up that'll catch you off, and this time it's not even the pistol. Apex puts Emet down, makes quick work of Wonderful, dropped the bomb. Total control once more for a Vitality that can seize a game on a moment's notice, that are in total control from start to finish. And Dust2, again, just a reminder of how great this team truly can be.
Guess you don't have to get tired from all these deep tournament runs if your maps aren't even close.
What a wild world it is to live in.
This wouldn't even count as a long best of 3 at this point.
When you think back, and every team in the world would rather play the Vitality of 2025. Last year, that seems unfathomable, and yet Vitality tap in to an even better version of themselves. Little awkward one here for Apex, fine by him. Get these blocks out of here. Vitality have got places to be.
I thought Ballet was dead.
They got people to see, things to do. And NAVI just the first on their checklist. A formality, all that's left in a 12-4 map 3 situation.
The horizon's coming up against them. NAVI got to make the comeback of the ages. A team that's never lost in overtime in months. That hasn't any map losses at all on their strongest map on Dust2. This marks the most hopeless point in the year for another team going up against Vitality. Push comes down, Cat. Nades come back. They still have long control. They gotta be careful not to run into this off, though. They really want a piece of this, but ZywOo is here.
You sure? This is what you want? Challenge on flamez that he only gets one with.
Yeah, ZywOo actually ducked out, dropped off the ledge, went back around to the site, not worried about mollies. In fact, wants to go for, okay, I was thinking re-aggression looks crazy. Picks up another key piece of utility. He's fully stocked. This would be a solid time to go B if Alexi can figure it out.
It's going to be a desperate act from Emet. 2 kills in this map.
Looks like they're starting to synthesize a situation. This could be the split.
You find an opening, you'll find a chance. NAVI still just trying to tap into anything they can believe in. An Apex set up to succeed. Wonderful still finding it though, and now pressure on ropz, who if he goes unnoticed could be a real problem. But good on NAVI to find the solution here. It's a slow squeeze. They burn that clock down and make their worth of it. 5th round secured for NAVI as they will yet again try to run a comeback versus Vitality.
And that's a great round. I mean, they get the rotations out, they deal with cat control without getting opt in the first place. It's a lot of utility that comes back that's really effective for Vitality, but it's the final call from Alexi that's clean and clear to make sure they can take the site. Apex just desperately trying to fling himself through the smoke with a flash to try and help out ropz, but from that point on, they knew he was dead. Seven rounds to go.
It was a daunting step up to the catwalk play when you know ZywOo was there to support it. Him falling back is what opened the door for NAVI to depart without additional losses. And good on Ema, thorough, as he comes into that B-bomb site. Your margin of error is non-existent. To NAVI, all we can say is best of luck. Many have tried, many have failed. And despite NAVI slowly building brick by brick up to this current form, to be the best challengers that Counter-Strike can have in the face of a Vitality that knows nothing but victory. flamez goes back at it, and Makaze's got his number this time too. Well done by Makaze. Moves that momentum up through the catwalk and wants to seize control of this A site.
I like it, taking any small opportunity he can get, just turn it into a round as quickly as possible. Just don't give Vitality a chance to respond. They want to come find Mezzi in the pit. Surely they'll be aware of it. But careful about this.
No.
Yeah, this will actually send the CTs thinking as they jump up cat now.
Why not?
Surely you don't end on a round like this. 2-on-2 to retake for the game.
Of course they'll go, because they're Vitality. They seemingly can't stop winning. And it's there for the taking, if God forbid. Whose headshots are well known. And in this case, much needed to stave off a Vitality that you can see is frothing to close this game.
Damn, that was freaky from Bit, though. A nice second shot.
Woo. Mistakes will cost you if you're not careful, and they damn near lost that to Mezzi.
It's okay, guys. It's all good. All good. All good. All good.
Another chance for an undignified end to this game as the Mag 7 is out. Apex is bringing this more into the gameplay on more different maps. They're pushing upper tunnels too.
Yeah, 5-7 set up by the frag. Just the one. ZywOo's nade catches. Here comes the shotty. There's Makaze done for. Bit's hands busy, has to turn back. And he will stop ZywOo from testing the side of smoke. Bit is again looking to be the hero in back-to-back rounds. flamez Desert Eagle is still enough if NAVI aren't cautious.
This smoke, the two mollies they can use, this should just be an easy plant situation. flamez, there could be a gun for him up in the window. That'll be something to think about. It's a scout. What's that really gonna do?
Oh.
No, be careful.
Oh. Just how close they are again.
He goes on the first shot, he gets out of there. Always Bit on a knife's edge.
Back-to-back multi-frags, a 2K close in the last round. 3 kills this time to trade out.
It's a question of how many times can they save the day.
You can almost feel Vitality's sense of invincibility.
Yeah, they're happy still. They're not even frustrated about letting a comeback through. All these rounds so close. I mean, if you're buying Mag 7s, you're having some fun.
We do a Vitality listen-in on a grand finals, and Apex is making whale noises and laughing his way through this.
Make no mistake, this was a close call, man.
Bit saves it again.
He got the hard kill, a weapon switch as well, and if he didn't hit that instant headshot, Bit, that one's a wrap. Tournament's a wrap.
Bit keeping it clean. Problem here for NAVI is the Vitality wealth knows no limits. It's a buyback on the table. It's ZywOo with an op. Any single one of these rounds could have been picked up by Vitality on the finest margins. Respect to NAVI for still being in this server. Still trying to find the self-belief they need to go up versus a team that knows nothing but trophy lifts. Catwalk's been a big point of contention in these last couple of rounds.
It's kind of a new spot for Flamesy. They have to be so careful about this approach, and that flash could land right in front of the door and blind him, but it depends where they think he is.
He's on his own. Flash doesn't hit him. Flamesy,
there it is.
Oh, back, gets blinded by the second. And it'll be Na'Vi in with a man advantage for round 20. On top of that, you get this mid walkout.
Man, 2 lurkers here.
There are options with bombs floating behind them in middle. Nezzy tries to capitalize. The window player's dead. It's Apex to pick up headshots from that A site instead. That's the bomb, though, on Wonderful, back towards middle. And a damaged Apex making a run over towards the B site despite showing skin on long.
Is ZywOo gonna figure this out? Bomb's gonna get jumped up onto Cat. But they instantly go into reclear and tunnels. I don't really think there's a way back into this again unless Na'Vi makes a massive mistake here. ZywOo's got a small chance on this cross to hit a shot.
They don't have a smoke for this, but the bomb can just be planted on its own. Oh, never mind. But nobody tests that gap. Nobody needs to. Na'Vi don't have to make this mistake. They're not forced to. We've seen Vitality throw caution to the wind and go for unlikely round wins. Not this time. The reality of the situation, the realization that Na'Vi are closing this gap starts to sink in, and Vitality hope to just save 2 guns instead.
We're already getting into a round that's a better performance versus teams versus Vitality on this map. Lexi gets that first kill. Makaze gets 2. Second one takes a couple extra seconds, but that was hard enough to adjust. This puts Na'Vi on 8, and officially they're starting to put the pieces together.
You'd think Na'Vi could get this one over the line as well, but when you think back to all the rounds in this series that Vitality have pulled out of nowhere, you look at this buy and you think it's doable. They have caught you off with less, Na'Vi. Do not falter. Do not misstep. Mezzy seizing control of lower, gives his position away with the smoke. And in that moment, we've got Na'Vi taking control of long simultaneous. You see that bomb starting to flirt back with the thought of A instead.
Yeah, but so that's what Apex thinks as well. He's jumped up on Cat. They have 2 here. They're kind of playing 1 and B for now. This can definitely be scary for Na'Vi. This is the site that has the op. Apex is hoping he can see something without dying towards long. The split coming to fruition. 5 long on this round.
ZywOo's in the front now, making his
volley.
move. Flashbang to interrupt it. Oh, that's the cover they needed.
Great shot before he was even done peeking.
High likelihood that Na'Vi can push this over with that opening kill, but now you've allowed Apex's AK to get dangerously close to the site. Good on you to have dropped him as well.
Don't make any mistakes with this bomb plant.
So far, just the MP7. That's the only thing that goes well for Vitality. You've spotted the last body.
That's a massive
Na'Vi
round.
take their sweet time inching closer to that site. Na'Vi take their sweet time to get a 9th secured on the scoreboard.
That was such a great round from Wonderful. It was that op shot over top of default. It felt like before ZywOo even had vision. If you were that quick. Scoreline starting to get recovered. Ima still having a sort of nightmare series. And that'll be every kill. So solid.
We saw ZywOo chuck that flash out to try to get it in the middle of the pack. He was going for the hunt, we know it. Meets his counterparts. It was always gonna have to be sharp from Na'Vi today, from top to bottom. Well, Ima's still outside of it. The rest of Navi putting one foot in front of the other. It's no longer a joking matter either for Vitality. Things starting to get serious with this 3-round game.
Their last 7 Dust2 wins have all been single-digit losses for their opponents. This, with 9 rounds, that's already the most that anyone's got since they played Gamer Legion at the first bounty last year. This year, excuse me, right before Krakow.
Flashes for long control, body stacked on the corner. Oof. Wonderful. Pressed back by the utilities. Got to give that real estate over to Vitality, who seem to want to emphasize long out the gate. Try to feel this map slightly smaller for Navi, and all of a sudden, maybe you're able to box them in.
The better you do, the more opportunities arise. The more Blade has to work with, the more conditioning prospects that you have.
That's half of ropz dealt with. And when you think about how sharp he's been on these entries.
Yeah, he kind of ignores the HP loss and just goes forward with it.
Damage will not be enough to stop him from going full throttle, but he does decide to reposition here.
Man, this is quite a risk to take, and what an incredible one at that.
Time to do it.
Flamesy having his best tournament run so far, now on a flank.
While Alexi starts using utility, you can see him cautious of the possibility. He's well aware that this threat could be coming his way, but can he win the fight?
No way.
He won't win. Oh, yes! Beautiful turn by Alexi.
Somehow he pulls that out.
Everybody else jumbled up on the other side of smoke. It could just be a mow-down moment here for Mezzi and ropz. They are the 2 pieces between Navi and double digits here on Dust2. As Mezzi gets a bit of damage in, it's ropz from the platform instead, and they're breaking down the doors on B. They've done it yet once more.
They actually got away with it, and Alexi, he turned around, spending most of his time watching the flank. You gotta be happy for him that he still gets the kill. Somehow Flamesy drops that. And 1 player on the defense with 2 in the sight with a very strong crossfire, and now it officially gets scary for Vitality.
That's a tonal shift in the game with an inability to hold back a B commitment despite 2 riflers on site with everything they need to do it.
They're protecting a map streak and threatening the tournament close if they just win 1 more round. But when you start getting that headspace, that's where it gets farther away. Vitality, so many close calls, but it's the clutches going towards Navi. It's moments like this.
This shot. Oh. What an adjustment, because he overflicks as well, right? And like, that's not even a close flick. That's a huge readjustment demanded of Alexi. So tip of the hat, mad respect. But inside of that B site, unable to stand to the test. 2 rounds left in regulation. A wavering economy on the side of Vitality. Lesser weapons in this round yet again. And a Navi that you have allowed to find confidence as this game has gone on.
Mezzi's tried to sneak up into lower before. He just can't see anything. He's out of there. Probably better for him. ropz was there waiting. And you could see Navi growing with confidence as they move into their protocols more and more smoothly.
There have been times that Vitality pressed that catwalk into Navi. There have been times where Navi have been forced to walk away, but in this moment, ropz on the brink of it, and ZywOo finds the damage on Ima at least.
And also sees them going towards Cat.
Nades are coming through, and Apex ready for his duel. Will it shut down the entry specialist? Now Flamesy's Deagle strikes a second time, and ZywOo emerges from the boxes, ready to finish off what has turned out to be a valiant effort from Navi. But effort is not enough in the face of a Vitality that knows nothing but victory. 20 match streaks secured with this 3-0. A victory in Rotterdam without dropping a map.
The team that shows us the ceiling of the game, the greatest gift that they can give to the Counter-Strike audience. When you're in it, it feels